very good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Thursday Night Racing right here on the platforms of OOR, and it is great to have you along for round 7, getting to the real pointy bit of the season for our LMU Rec series. And of course, we've been doing this every Thursday night as part of your Thursday night feast. And then, of course, we're going to go all ACC on you later on, and that's after 9 p.m., I should say. My name is Brad Spark. It's great to have you along. And the man, the myth, the legend has finally returned, everyone. Nathan, welcome back to the OOR stream.
It feels weird being back, even though it was only a week, Brad. But
only a week.
It seems I shouldn't have taken my week off last week. You guys were kind of lost without me.
Listen, no, we were helped out by the very able Damo, and he came on and did some stuff with me. And I had to say, Ben, who's doing our videos tonight, by the way, thanks, Ben. It looks amazing. He was kind of going 3, 2, 1, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'm doing this. Well, mad ditches in the chat room were going, hey, please get someone on with Brad because we just don't need his voice on for an hour. So anyway,
your voice is great. What are you talking about,
mate? Look, I'll pay you later. I'll give you a good crisp high five.
So you're making. Do I have to fly? Or do you have to fly down to me?
Listen, mate, you're tackling life's greatest problems at the moment. Seriously. We're only just started. What's going on? Oh, dear.
Mate, it's just started. We're back in the box once again. We're at Silverstone.
We are.
Lovely, lovely track. According to be a new track by Benny's good old track map plugin, but we obviously know it's not.
It's been around for a while. Actually, one of the third largest courses on the F1 calendar. But of course, doing the WEX series here, we're going to have both hypercars and the GT3 cars out on track. And you may not have heard this, not being here last week, but we actually didn't have Benefield in the track last week, which was interesting. So we had a fresh new winner.
Oh, wait, who won last week? Because I did not watch that.
That is a very good question. I think
someone can tell us in the chat because I clearly
someone can tell us because my mind just is a bit flaky at the moment as to that. But look, definitely it was a good change of pace. And oh, look, there we go. Those are the standings at the moment for the round. So you have Daniel Benefield way out in front, Benny Vintner, Stevie Ty, Johnston, then Raupe in the top 5, Saramana and Packham as well. Thistleweight 8, he's not doing too bad, but had another blunder last week, by the way. Bushell, Donnelly, Lewis, McFarlane, and also Murphy. You can see Jared Ellis there, and also Tunstead, Brown, Kazlak. I'm going to run with that.
We'll run with that. But running on to the GD3s, Harry Lawrence in this beautiful Aston Martin, taking top spot so far this in the championship. Sean Jacobs just behind him as well. It's been very close battle between those two this season. Along with Jeremy Talbot, just sitting there in P4. I know he wants to be high. Venger, obviously P5. Leather Bell just there, P6. Matty Chair making good runs in P7 at the moment with Rosser just behind him. Philippa there in P9 with Vada Vicky rounding out the P10. And Benjamin Diabol's Curtis there in P11 with McNeil's just behind him. It's a bit of a pack here, just a bit lower the grid. Spencer obviously there in P14. Clark, Ashan, Lele, and Wood all relatively kind of close to there. You see Veninger and King also kind of just trying to battle it out, try and see who can get close to that top 15. And Fugua and good old Zoran Angle Grinder, as we like to call him, there in P21 with Brooker. 8 TA, as I like to call him, and Jaden Rondinella there in the pack as well. And our good friend Chris Neville there at the bottom of the grid.
I don't know if he's my friend. He didn't turn up last week. But that's all right. No, it's all forgiven, Chris. You can come back anytime, my friend.
He can make up for it by actually being on track this week.
That's right. But he's not. He's not. I've not seen him there. And we did get a little bit of a clarification from Ben before we went live that he wasn't in the pack. So interesting.
Well, speaking of who is on track, Stevie Tyke currently holding P1 for the hypercars at the moment, and good old Sean Jacobs holding P1 in the GT3s at the moment.
Wow, a massive change.
Bit of a change. We haven't really seen Jacobs at the top of the field in qualifying so much, and even Harry Lawrence, he tends to put in a lap in at the last minute, and I'm not sure if he's doing that again tonight because he's still in the pits. I'm not too sure about that. Good old Harry Lawrence, current championship leader, sitting in the pits at the moment, and I'm not too sure if that's just because he didn't withdraw, or maybe he's just one of those people that likes to put in one lap at the end of the qualifying, and that's it.
Maybe. He must get out there fairly quickly because there's only 3 minutes left. Well, you need to do your out lap first, then your hot lap. And then, yeah. So, and what's an average lap of Silverstone? Well, 1 minute. I'm going to go out there and say 1 minute 36.
You're a bit far off, my friend.
I knew I would be. I'm just poking numbers out of the air.
I mean, for a hypercar, you're not too far off. Stevie Ty's doing a 1:43.6 at the moment, and Philip is currently doing just a scratch under 2 minutes.
Okay, so I'm way off.
You're not far off, but you are far off depending on who you look at. But bit of a man of the hour typically. Benefield coming around at the moment, trying to go for that top spot. He hasn't gotten it this time.
No.
Silverstone just not his track for, or is this just not his qualifying this week?
No, but we have seen him. Yeah, but we have seen him just go a little bit relaxed and then just go nuts at the start of the race and then just pull ahead. You know, it was like that when we went to Monza. We thought that really wasn't his track, but he still came away with the win. So
certainly, and even Jacobs at the moment currently trying to get that top spot back, and he's getting there with a purple sector 1 at the moment. Philippa, unfortunately, not able to improve either on that first sector compared to the fastest lap there, but still trying to make pace. Sean Jacobs currently on track to get P1 at the moment.
Absolutely. You can see 2 purple stripes there, looking for a third. Benefield's just put down 1 purple stripe, so we'll keep an eye on his time as well, because he'll be gunning for that, and only about 1 minute 36 left in qualifying. So keeping an eye on the standing orders. Jacobs still doing well there. Benefield's recorded another purple stripe, so 1 more, and that might get him into the top spot. Maybe, and he'll dominate again.
Maybe. We'll see here as he's getting fairly close to coming around the last few set of corners here. And obviously, Stevie Ty not improving much more either. Unfortunately, 3 yellow sectors for him, so not great to close, or maybe he's just trying to set up for a last lap dash. But obviously, Benefield, they're taking the top spot by nearly an entire second, or sorry, just over half a second there. So there we go. We thought he might have been off a little bit, but certainly not.
No, absolutely not. He's just shown us all, no, I'm here, and I'm here to win again. So Benefield will go straight to the top spot in the dying seconds of qualifying. Saramana has just dropped up into 3rd there. So good luck from him to be on the 2nd row. Let's look at Jacobs in the top spot in the GT3s. Then Philippa behind, and then Talbot just behind there, and then Vettinger there in that Ford Mustang.
This might be the track for Vettinger, because we've seen him just kind of sitting in that kind of second half of the top 10, and he's now punching a bit further up the grid now at the moment, getting on that 2nd row. This might be a good race for him, considering Mustang is a bit of probably a stronger car here with some of the lengthy straights on it, so this might actually end up helping him out quite a bit.
Yeah. Oh, here's something. Philippa's just got pole on the GT3s, so then it will be Philippa, Jacobs, Talbot, and Vettinger.
We'll see.
Wow.
Shortly. Jacobs is just about across the line, and he's taking it from Philippa on the last lap, taking it there with a yellow 3rd sector. So that 2nd sector must have been absolutely flying for him.
just finding the weaknesses of the track. I mean, it is a fairly kind of technical track, especially, keeping it, kind of online around Maggots, Beckett's, and then you get onto Hanger Straight. And then I guess the next big thing is then going into the village as well. Those are a couple of the things to look out for.
Yeah, certainly. The key overtaking spot is village, obviously, as long as they can get through Abbey relatively cleanly. I think we saw that last season in ELMS. I think the GD3s weren't having the greatest of time there through, especially Cops and Abbey. So if they can keep it together through there, they've kind of set themselves up for a bit of a battle either through Maggots and Beckett's or through the village and the loop. But that'll come down to if they can actually keep it together. And it's a fairly hard corner to try and go side by side in because it's such high speed. You're really putting a lot of trust into the driver and really the net code of the game, which we all know is a bit iffy at the moment for side-by-side driving.
Yes.
It's pretty much a put the trust in it and you'll be fine. But as soon as you doubt it, you're cooked.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have our starting positions now for the hypercars. Benefield, Saramana will be on the front line, then Ty and Johnston on your second line. Vintner, my lord, I can't talk tonight. Vintner and Donnelly, then Packham, Thistlethwaite, 8. Well done, Cam. Bushell, Ralpy, he's going to come after me after this. Crispy, Lewis, and then Hamilton, Murphy, and Ellis there.
I see going down the GD3s. Jacobs sneaking that top spot just above Felipe there on the last lap. Great lap from him there. So obviously those two will be making a pretty interesting battle here in the top spot. But obviously Talbot and Veninger just behind him. I know Veninger is going to be very, very eager to get just a little bit further in front compared to everyone else. Rashuti sitting alongside him there as well. And good old Dieballs there. And Vada Vicky, 2 BMWs there, chilling just behind him. And of course, Layla Bell and Rossa sitting just behind him as well, with Spencer rounding out the top 10.
Fantastic. I reckon it's going to be interesting. When I entered the comms booth, Ben was like, hopefully there's a few crashes tonight. And I was like, well, hopefully it's pretty clean.
We like crashes, but
we do like crashes.
We don't want them.
No, especially when the game creates them. Oh, second time. It's not going to go well tonight.
We've cursed it now. We can't say the third time.
Cursed. It's gone. Oh dear.
It's already going through a rough patch. We don't need to make it through 40 grit sandpaper.
Absolutely. Here's a little bit of useless information as we're counting down to the start. The track still incorporates layouts from its former RAF life, where Wellington Bombers were stationed. Its long straightaways are named the Hanger Straight and Wellington Straight because of the old aircraft hangars. So there you go.
Love a little extra information. I kind of missed your little fun facts on a Thursday night. I'll be honest.
It's like I never knew that before.
It's like, damn, useless information about a track. I'm missing out on it.
Quick message box! Stop!
I need it. I might have to write some of them down for later to use in conversation, but just because why not?
Makes you sound more intelligent. That's what I found, mate.
Well,
you can agree with that or whatever.
I'm 100% agreeing with that. Yeah. Use that to flex on everyone else that I know more about cars than them.
Yeah.
Oh well. This ain't about us tonight. It's about the man on track. Obviously, Benefield and Sirimana leading the pack now as they come around the last corner onto the main straight for is what is going to be, I believe, an hour of racing, and they are underway already. Benefield still holding there in front, cutting across to try and keep Sirimana off as they come into Cops. Oh, very, very cleanly there. Veninger still heavily under pressure there. Also by the Peugeot's just behind, but he's kept it well together. Benefield seeing himself nice in front, but here goes Stevie Ty having a bit of a look on Sirimana as well. You can see Johnson also just in behind me. You see Vintner just alongside him. They're trying to keep it together. But it looks like they've all come through pretty cleanly as it goes. Benefield, Sirimana, Ty, and Johnston is the top 4 for the race here.
Absolutely. A little bit of changes to our GT3s. They went through a little bit of a tussle. Ventinger down to 5th now. Rashidi in fourth, sorry, Jacobs, and then Philippa in second, and Talbot still leading the pack there in first. So a little bit of a tussle, and obviously Vettinger just not getting maybe the start he wanted to dropping down that position. So a little bit of movement.
But there was a bit of a weird, because it was also Jacobs that was actually pole, and he's tumbled down, unfortunately, 2 spots. So maybe he was in the same boat as Vettinger. Maybe just didn't get quite going as the lights went as quickly as some of the other people, and he's pushed himself a little bit further, just that little bit further than he probably wanted to be. I know leading, if you got clean air in Silverstone, it's very, very nice. Unfortunately, he's going to have to sit behind the Corvette and the.
Oh no! Oh, and that's Cam. That's Thistlewaite.
Oh, you've cursed him again.
Cam, what are you doing to me, mate?
I'd keep your inbox on Do Not Disturb after tonight, my friend. It's not good
he's going to come after me.
Oh, no. It wasn't me this time, Cam. It wasn't me.
Send it to him anyway.
Oh, no. Well, back to what's currently going on. That's very unfortunate for him. He was looking fairly strong in the MPA, but we'll focus on what's coming up in front. Sirumana and Stevie Ty at the moment. Stevie Ty just all over John.
Oh, no! Sirumana!
Oh, just get a little bit happy there. That is unfortunate from him there. I think this is the GT3 view of what was the hypercar start, and that's not good.
But that's the position change, isn't it? Yes.
Yes. That's why Talbot lost it.
So he had to go right round Cam, take the cross-country way, and that's how he dropped those 2 positions. Wow. Oh. Okay. Already, we're off and racing in a big way.
I mean, Benny said it would be nice to see some crashes, but I wasn't expecting them this early.
Not on just the first corner. That is just chaos. Oh, here we go again. This is from Cam.
Jumping to change. No. Poor Benny trying his hardest to get there. There's a lot to unpack here just from that one incident. I think this is from the POV of Crispy. You can see him flying off, and Crispy gets tossed as well. So it's an Aston and the Cadillac that got sent.
That is crazy.
He is fortunate enough to have downforce, otherwise he would have been on his roof. Race over. Done.
Yeah, what a massive incident to start this race.
Well, let's hope everyone calms down a little bit now. Let's not try let's keep that same energy for the rest of this 45 minutes here.
Mate, I'm not going to have a voice if that energy keeps up. I tell you what, that's going to be crazy.
It's going to be Barcelona all over again. We had no idea what was going on half the time.
Oh, that was chaos. That was chaos in the best way possible.
Thankfully, this track's a bit bigger than Barcelona, so everyone can kind of get themselves settled and be a bit more patient.
All right, so let's have a look at Raupi now, part of the hypercar field, currently running in 6th position. He's running there, and he's got Packham in front of him and Murphy behind him. So has been doing some pretty good stuff in the series so far. Has been involved in some pretty big battles.
I've seen him battling near the top for, I believe we saw him near the top at Monza. I think we saw him with a possible P3 in his hands. It's always a bit of he puts the work in the mid part of the race. I think maybe his strategy is a little bit different to everyone else. He kind of sits back a little bit, plays it pretty safe on the start and not try to get too many positions. He's always been in that weird mid back spot where if you're not too careful, you're kind of dead, which we just saw.
Yeah.
But he puts the effort in late in the race where it arguably matters the most, and he works his way up the field and gets those positions that he needs, and it pays off.
Absolutely does. And he has been nothing but consistent in this series. Oh, someone is off! One of the hypercars.
I believe that might have been the Toyota Bushel there. Not too good for him, but we'll focus on what's currently going on. This is Sirumana and Murphy at the moment. Murphy's gone way too wide there. That's not the line through Abbey there, my friend. That's going to be a very interesting one to try and get back then. Oh, there's another hypercar spinning there in the background.
Oh, geez. What's Benny going to do? There's so much to choose from.
I think that might have been
We're going to get the
Hamilton
first
there.
one first. Here we go.
Oh, missing the braking zone and having to go off track. I mean, that's the safest way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Didn't collide with anyone and safely rejoined. That's how we want to see it.
It's very respectful. So well done to your fellow racer.
I think that might have been Liam Hamilton we saw just before as well. I'm not too sure because he was chasing Sirimana and Murphy just a little bit further behind. But we'll see now. Here he is now. Unfortunately, just losing as well on the exit there. A little bit of oversteer. Unfortunately, in what I believe is a Hyundai branded Genesis.
Oh,
that's an interesting one. I mean, we've seen some wacky branded cars throughout the season. I believe we saw a Spyro LMP2, which I believe is actually an in-game livery. So, an actual team in WEC runs it.
Wow.
Oh, sorry, in ELMS actually runs it.
Yeah.
So we got some pretty interesting ones. Obviously, it's a bit more chill down here near the front of the pack with the GT3s, but people are getting creative with these LMP cars.
I tell you what, I really enjoyed commentating last Thursday the ACC cars because a lot of work has gone into those liveries, including the cornflakes one, which is probably one of my favorites.
Scott Rochford's cornflakes car is arguably my favorite.
Yeah.
Not just because it's an Aston, but because it's cornflakes.
Yeah. So versatile.
And I believe he has a teammate as well that's running a White Monster Aston Martin too.
Oh wow!
So two best breakfast items in the world right there. Benny, I know what your opinion is on White Monster. Shut up. I don't want to hear it.
Oh dear. Yeah. On with Philippa at the moment. Currently running second for the GT3 cars and staying right behind Talbot at the moment. Just enough to fill his mirrors and let him know he's there. But hey, Jacob's looking for a bit of a sniff as well. Right on Philippa's butt.
It's becoming I imagine we'll see these three again next season. But they've just kind of settled themselves in, these three here at the top. It's always, no matter who's in front, they all just kind of sit back. I don't know if it's just because they're just so perfectly matched on pace or just because they're maybe waiting their time, but they all just kind of sit back, relax a little bit. They're not maybe trying to set up for something a bit further down the line. I mean, it is a bit shorter race this week as well. I think last week was, 70 minutes? I'm not wrong?
Yes.
We normally have, hour 70-minute races. It's a 45-minute race this time, so they're already just
50 minutes.
50, 45, I can't remember the numbers at this point. It's a Thursday night, come on. But we're at the 35-minute mark, so some people might think, oh, they're halfway through the race. No, the race has just barely started, my friend. We might not even have a pit stop.
Well, they could probably do it on one tank, couldn't they? I mean, if they manage it right and don't go too crazy, which I think is like a decent strategy. You know, if you don't need to lengthen it right out, you can just do the run to the end if you're sensible about it.
Yeah, but you also got to worry depending on how much. If you fuel save pretty aggressively, it can cost you time to the car behind. But if everyone around you is on a similar strategy, we've got a bit of a replay here. Hypercar cutting through some of the GT3s much better. Oh, it's Benefield, of course.
Oh,
weaving his way through. Already, I think he's got a pretty solid gap to Stevie Ty.
Absolutely. So, and you can see their virtual energy there as well. What's 78%? 79%?
Yeah, roughly about there.
Yeah.
So it's everyone's pretty all right at the moment. I mean, time will tell, because I know some cars will say, oh yeah, you've got like 20 laps of virtual energy left or whatever, and then you drive 2 laps and it's like, oh no, you have 15.
Yeah.
So It's not always the greatest. The lap counter that the drivers have in terms of how much they can actually get out of the tanks isn't always the greatest. In my experiences, it's never been nice to me. I've always had to feel like a fuel save for an entire race. It's not nice.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just me. Who knows? Maybe I'm just getting too happy, just not shifting early enough. But these people are all probably like pretty settled in, so I imagine they're probably on that similar strat of trying to conserve fuel a little bit, just to try and make it stretch out that little bit further, so they got a bit more in the tank for that last push.
Yeah.
Maybe, and even just with tires as well. I mean, this track's pretty well, like, in terms of balance between some lefts and rights and stuff, so they're probably not too uneven tire wear for them, but they've still got plenty of time to play with and kind of figure out where do they want to go from here.
Absolutely. You can see Benefield weaving his way through the GT3s at the moment, just threading the needle right through them, and he's working his way through the pack there.
His usual Thursday night drive.
Yeah, just going for a little bit of austere, as they say in the classics. Now, here's some other useless information for you, Nathan. Why is Abbey and Luffield named that part of the track?
I mean, this track was what, made in the 50s?
Yeah.
I imagine it was named after someone's wife.
It was named after the ancient remains of Luffield Abbey, which were dug up right next to the track.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. Bet you didn't know that.
That's pretty interesting to find at a racetrack. You're doing some renovation. It's like, hang on, that's a bone.
That's definitely not supposed to be here.
Hang on a minute.
Oh, dear. So do you know why Beckett's is called what it is?
Don't tell me they also found remains of someone that had the last name Beckett.
No. Well, I guess it's close. Named after the medieval ruins of St. Chapel Thomas Becket. There you go.
I mean, it is an old track.
It is a very old track.
There's a lot of history behind it. I'm still trying to catch up on the remains thing. That's something I would never been able to figure out.
I might need to send it to you.
You're gonna have to send me a whole list, my friend. I'm gonna do that later.
Maybe we could come up with a podcast like Brad's biggest, interesting facts.
Race car facts with Brad.
Race car facts with Brad. Coming to OOR very soon. No, not really. They won't let me do that.
Halftime podcast in between races. I think we can sort it out.
They won't let me do that.
Oh yeah, I think your karma with Cam is not the greatest at the moment, so probably not.
The request will come through and it will like, nope, delete.
Nope. He won't even respond. He'll just ignore it.
Well, I have a feeling he's probably listening in on the stream because he's been sitting in pit lane for a long time now. So I have a feeling his race is over.
You're going to see the 3 dots in your Discord DMs just start moving right next to Cam's name.
I am afraid of that. Trust me. Okay, let's get back into some car stuff. Now, maggots. What do you think it's called, maggots?
I hope not after the animal that flies produce.
I knew you'd go straight there.
I hope not.
No. Named after the local countryside landmark called Maggots Moorfield.
Moorfield?
Yeah.
The heck is a moorfield? I might be showing my age here.
Oh, look, I don't know what a moorfield is, but that's what it's called.
Oh, everyone's still pretty settled. Oh, we've got a bit of a replay now. I think. Oh, this is Cam after going back.
Oh no! Don't rub it in.
Trying to relive. Oh no!
Oh, Cam! Oh
no! Oh,
I'm watching.
I think that's on Stowe as well.
Oh, I just love how he just dropped in. He says,
I was wondering who was that.
He just dropped in and dropped out.
Oh no!
Crazy. Oh dear. And thanks for that, Ben. Nicely timed as well, mate. Thank you.
Jeez, I just lost all my headphones for a sec there. Jeez, I don't know what I'm doing in this commentary box.
Neither do I. And yet I'm still here most weeks. Or hopefully into the future.
I do not care because I love it. But we're still on track. Rappy's still on track, which is actually good to see. Poor Cam, unfortunately. I think Alice is in the same boat as well as Bushel, just kind of unfortunately having to try and work back that extra lap that he's lost from his fortunate mishaps there on track. But knowing Benefield, he probably won't quite get there. But going down the grid at the moment, Benefield with a 10-second gap at the moment. Shocker to no one. But Stevie Ty's been working himself away from Johnston. So maybe Stevie Ty's like channeling a bit of his inner Benefield and just working his way ahead of the rest of the grid now.
Yeah, I think he's got a long way to catch Benefield, but I mean, if he can develop some air there in between Johnston and himself, then I mean that can always be a good thing, right?
Speaking of good things, this is arguably the opposite. Cam has just put in the chat that he's looking for two new commentators for WEC. So
come on! Give the guy a break. Can I just say, no, Cam is a great driver. Okay, Cam is a great driver.
I don't think we can blame us anymore. I think we have to blame Benny. He's shown the replay 5 times now.
I think we've covered our angles.
We've covered Cam getting abused in the first lap. We've covered Crispy getting abused in the first lap. Johnston still working his way through somehow, and same with Hamilton after his unfortunate spin. Hamilton sitting P10 with a bit of distance now to Donnelly, so he's got quite a bit of work to go. And there might be a bit of a pit stop for these hypercars. I can't quite remember what they're sort of doing in terms of fuel on Silverstone, but there's the possibility there for maybe some of the hypercars, but maybe not.
Well, they're on 63% virtual energy at the moment that they've just put there on screen. Should be able to get through, shouldn't they? 26 minutes?
I think so. I'm fairly confident in it. We'll have to wait and see until it gets to the tail end of this race.
Yeah.
But speaking of the tail end, Philippa's starting to crawl up on Talbot now. Maybe
well, I was gonna
put the pressure on.
I was gonna have a look at that because I looked at the timing tower just before, and Talbot, that gap from Talbot to Philippa just keeps getting smaller and smaller. So maybe within the next lap or two, Philippa might find a way through.
Maybe, or maybe Philippa's just also sitting there just wearing Talbot down lap by lap, just sitting there, just having that little bit of pressure, just going, I'm still here, do not forget about me, and if you make a mistake, I will take advantage of it.
Just biding time.
See Talbot also through Maggots and Beckett seems to be a bit more stable than the Porsche as well. Which is a bit interesting. I thought it'd be the opposite way around, but it might just be however Philippa's getting their lines through, because you can see Philippa catch up there just in the tail end as they now come down the hanger straight. And as you can see Bushel there in the background just before him, but these two have also pulled away from Jacobs. So maybe Jacobs might be fuel saving, or maybe he's just made a few little mistakes here and there that's just pulling back a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's kind of left too, but Philippa already starting to put the pressure on Talbot there.
Oh.
See, the hypercar Bushel, who's off track again. It's kind of opened the door for Philippa there, but had a little look there on the inside, but just took a bit too much curve. And unfortunately, Bushel having to work his way through the GT3s once again, and Philippa also once again having to put in a bit more work just to get that a little bit closer.
So a big push there from Philippa to try and get through the Talbot block. And you can see there via the replay, almost comes alongside. Straight through. I don't don't know. She must have lifted. They must have lifted on that corner.
Lifted. There's a lot of things happening there. Lifted. Took a lot of the curve. I think the entire right side of that Porsche might have gotten air time. So that's certainly not going to help, considering there goes half your drive for actually getting the power down. But Philippa's back at it again now, coming through Brooklands. So it certainly worked just that little bit up through Wellington and Brooklands there. Just getting that a little bit closer. You can also see Crispy there coming through in his Aston. Thankfully, all nicely repaired, hopefully repaired this time around, to try and just keep going and do the best he can with what's left in the race. Obviously, they're talking about dipping out of the way for nice and easy, which we'd love to see. Crispy suffered enough. We don't need to have a GT3 going to the side of them this time around.
No, absolutely not. So let's have a look at another replay now. And another one of the hypercars.
I believe that was Johnson, because I think I saw Stevie Tire just in front of him as well. So unfortunately, that's tossed him back there. I think behind Sirumana now. So that's helped those guys out quite a bit. Obviously, Sirumana now up to P6, and Vintner now hopping onto the podium with a bit of work to put in.
So there you go. So obviously, Benefield, is out in front. We know that. Stevie Tyre's got a little bit of room there, and then Vintner. So well done. And the battle here for first and second for the GT3s is still on as well. So I don't think that's getting going to be over anytime soon. Interesting that they're actually building a nice little gap away from Jacobs as well, and Vettinger hasn't actually made progress to get back into fourth either. He's sitting behind Rashidi. So
maybe not, but also Philippa's little unfortunate taking too much curb there has kind of brought Jacobs just in that little bit more. So maybe Jacobs also might have seen that and going, okay, let's try and push it a little bit harder, but you can still see him sitting there in the background as everyone's sitting there once again separated. Philippa having to put in all that work once again. But there's still 20 minutes left, so plenty of room to play here around this track. But it's a bit of a patient waiting game for everyone here at the moment.
All right, Tom, some more fun facts. Where do you think the name Corpse comes from? COPSE.
I have no clue.
So it's named after a dense and small pocket of woods that used to border that exact turn.
Oh, before they actually put in proper safety measures.
Yeah.
Oh,
so there you go. That's how it got its name.
Cheeky replay here of Raupi and Sirumana trying to work their way through. Sirumana just squeezed off the track there by one of the GT3s. And please don't collide with him.
Oh.
That's unfortunately knocked him back, but it also put him in the hands there of Johnston. And
kind
of dishing it back there to the Porsche. That's very unfortunate. And Johnston taking full advantage of the situation there, getting in front.
That was Bell there, wasn't it? In the pink Porsche?
I think so. So I feel like there might be a couple of calls in the to the stewards box there. I'm not too sure, but that's a bit of a wait and see moment there. Definitely going to have to leave that up to the stewards, because that was very hard to tell from our POV. But it didn't look too good for Sirumana there.
No, absolutely not. So staying on board now with Philippa. The GT3 is still trying to look for a way through Talbot, or at least waiting for a little bit of a mistake to pounce. Still staying fairly consistent at the moment as we continue to go around Silverstone here on Thursday Night Racing on platforms of OOR. Just under 20 minutes to go in this race.
Not too much chopping and changing even in the midfield at the moment. Obviously confirmed that Lawson was not driving tonight, which is a bit unfortunate to see. I would have loved to see him drive tonight. Maybe he had something a bit more important to do. Honestly, he's pretty well sorted in that top spot, but I feel like maybe tonight's result might change that a little bit. But we'll go down a little bit further down the grid. This is a battle for P7 at the moment. So Benjamin Curtis there currently on the backside of Rosser in the Ferrari. Certainly putting the pressure on in that pink BMW. You can see Chit there also just behind the Porsche, getting a bit of pressure from the Mercedes as well. So that all kind of in that similar sense of what the leaders are doing at the moment. Everyone's pretty well matched at the moment in terms of pace, but certainly probably wanted to try and get a little bit further up down the grid, especially now as we're coming to just under 20 minutes left in the race. You can see the hypercar Benny Vintner there also trying to get his way through, so this might make it a little bit interesting for these two here as they've come out through Stowe. So see Vintner trying to weave his way through, just get inside there of Rosser. Certainly a risky move there, just trying to thread the needle between the two, keep it together. Obviously now we'll go down to Dylan King, who's got Peugeot there of Packin behind him there as well. You can see Raupi just also trying to work themselves up through the grid. So there's a few hypercars coming through now. It's going to make it interesting for all these GT3 drivers, especially through high-speed sector. Chit's just gone a little bit wide there. Thankfully, Raupi did not get caught up in that, but it has opened the door for Dylan King. He's going to send it on the inside into Village. Holds onto it, but they've still got the loop to go through. Does he get in front? Can he keep it together on the exit in that Mercedes? Chip's still there alongside him. Sirimano was trying to work through, but it looks like Chip might have the better run coming out of it as we see him just pull a little bit further in front. The hypercars going at it as well. Johnson and Sirimano trying to go side by side into Brooklands as well. Sirimano holding the inside there, trying to keep it together. He's kept it together well, but can he get it through the exit of it as well? Johnson still having to stick there behind him, but can he get a better run going into Cops? Fortunately, Ben is just there in front of him in the GT3. It looks like it might just disturb him a little bit, but he's gotten in front just as they come to Cops. And it looks like Sirimano just did a textbook move on him there.
Absolutely. It was nice, clean, calculated, and a really good pass.
These two are going at it again. They're going side by side through Maggots and Beckett's.
That is crazy.
A lot of room there to Dylan King, and probably a bit much smaller than you need, but it's also opened the door up to Spenceley behind him, and that's not going to do him any good now as they come through the hangar straight. That Porsche is going to be absolutely enjoying that slipstream. You can already see him just creeping up on the inside. Doesn't choose to send it in onto Stowe, decides just to sit back and keep it a little bit and maybe try and work that gap a little more. Just try and put the pressure on. Chit having a little look on the inside there to go defensive, but doesn't quite need to. Dylan King having to sit just in front of all of this and just kind of breathe a bit of fresh air for the moment. Maybe try and use a bit of that Mercedes power just to get in front of the two Porsches there. But very, very interesting here, just outside the top 10.
Absolutely. Just try and keep it a little bit spicy. But here, nothing has changed. This is the top of the GT3 pack, and you can see from number 2, number 1. So you're on board with Philippa now, and you can see hypercars going around them every which way. And out in front is Talbot, still holding on to that position, and don't write off Jacobs. He's still there now and built actually reduced that time right down now. There's almost nothing in it again.
These guys are kind of creeping. They've all brought themselves back together for what is probably the last 15 minutes of this race. So maybe they've done all the fuel saving they need and they can push as much as they can just to try and put the pressure on it. It'd be great if they could force a mistake and get the other driver to pretty much be completely out of the equation. But they don't want to have to do that themselves.
No, absolutely not. But look at this. The hypercar went through, and Philippa might have a chance. The door is open, almost, and it gets closed. Oh, that would have been an opportunity. Still staying with them. You can see the flash of the cars from the flash of the lights from Talbot saying, hang on, you've really slowed me down here. And then Philippa goes on the attack, and here comes more hypercars. What's it going to do here? They're going to want to get through, but this battle has not finished yet. Talbot and Philippa need to let these cars through. And it looks like there's going to be no difference in that. Philippa does kind of just jut out, just looking for an opportunity. Does it again on the outside.
Oh, not quite enough overlap there.
Comes alongside though. No, not just yet.
Just trying to get it in there, maybe a bit different line there. Here's where it's going to matter the most.
Look at this. A little bit of touch up as they come down.
The run. Come on, Philippa, use every bit of power that Porsche can give you and just get that side by side, but it doesn't quite look like it because obviously you got the hypercars coming through. Oh, they had a look, but there might even be another look here as they've come out of cops. As they go side by side here. Tucks back in. Probably the smart decision to do here, but you can see still on the backside there of Talbot, just holding on to it. Here's where it's probably going to matter the most for Philippa. Just try to get that better exit there and use the slipstream all they can on Talbot. Talbot tucking in onto the racing line as per normal. The hypercars weaving themselves through, getting past very nice and cleanly. Another one coming through now as they come through in the stow. Hopefully not too many incidents here. Just going to have to wait and see what happens. Talbot, unfortunately, Hamlin by. It's going to put him a bit off here coming into Vale. This might give Philippa a chance here coming onto Hamilton straight. We'll have to wait and see. Had a better line in coming into it, but is there going to be anything to come out of it? Still just holding onto the backside of that Corvette. They come through Abbey. You can see Philippa a bit more confident through there, just keeping it a bit more stable. Just keeping it get a bit more Talbot defending the inside. Tries to keep it.
Look at this!
Where it opens up. Philippa on the outside through the loop. Tucks back in. Maybe a bit of over-under action.
Oh, no!
Talbot's gone wide. Now he's under the pressure from Jacobs. Philippa's gone through and has got all the clean air to use on the straight uninterrupted. But now the eyes are going to be on Jacob just behind. And Jacobs having a look on the inside. Just trying to put the pressure on, but doesn't really make anything out of it. But you can still see him there using every inch of the track that he can to get there. Talbot stuck in a bit of a weird position now, trying to put pressure on, but also defend at the same time. And it looks like these guys are going to sit here just for a few more corners at the moment as they now come through the main straight.
Absolutely, and still letting traffic through at the same time. A good pull by the Philippa as well. Just making it neat and tidy, just crossed through and got the gap and got the job done. But still now under attack. Talbot wants that spot back, but Jacobs wants his spot back. He started from pole position. So 1, 2, and 3 fighting it out again. And you can see that Porsche is just ever so slightly pulled away from that Corvette and that McLaren. And it looks like there's going to be a little bit of a tussle down on the inside. Jacobs does have a little bit of a look. And Talbot closes the door. They come back around now. Jacobs looking for another opportunity to come through. That looks like they've got a little bit of air around them now as they come down, hang a straight into Abbey. Is Talbot going to go wide again to let Jacobs through? Let's see. As they come around now. Philippa out in front now. Then Jacobs, then Talbot. Just over 10 minutes left in this race. You can see they're all pretty clean and tidy at the moment, just sizing each other up. Coming around now. Onto the start, finish straight. And now we come.
Here comes Sirimani. He's coming back at it. He's coming, having a look on Johnson. Oh, going into the pits.
Oh!
There's 10 minutes left in this race, so maybe he's just pushed it that a little bit too hard, or maybe just not calculated his fuel, but he's gone into the pits now. That's not going to look too good for him because he was making pretty good way up the grid. But unfortunately, having to sit back down. Everyone's about that 20 to 30% mark.
Yeah.
I reckon that they should be able to last 10 minutes. It's
Well,
going to
I
be
would have thought
about 4 or 5 laps around this track. Depending on where Benefield comes across the line, that's pretty much what's going to determine a lot for these guys here. But it's going to be a bit of a wait and see moment. We've still got 10 minutes left in this race. Jacob's still just trying to put a bit of pressure on Talbot. Talbot also trying to do the same thing to Philippa. Philippa definitely enjoying a bit of fresh air in the front at the moment. Certainly well deserved after what has happened over the past half an hour. And it's just going to keep a hold of it, keep it nice and clean, keep it consistent, and hopefully get a win out of it.
Absolutely. They only need to hang on for about 8.5 more minutes as we go around Silverstone. Incidentally, it, as I mentioned at the start, is the third longest track in current Formula One racing calendar. Features 18 corners. Is it 5.8 kilometers?
So we've still got about 20, maybe 25 kilometers of racing to go. So it's certainly going to be all on the table at the moment for these two. You can see has a little bit of a hiccup there coming out of Luffield, coming onto the main straight, and you can see Hypercar there weaving themselves through nice and cleanly. But this is kind of where it matters the most for a few of these drivers here, going through Cops. It kind of sets you, if you can get Cops perfect, it sets you up pretty well for Mackens and Beckett's. And it seems everyone's been doing it pretty well at the moment tonight, but you can see Jacob's having a little bit of a moment there just on the entry. Just getting a little bit loose, unfortunately pushing back a little bit, or maybe it's just a different line. But it certainly helps out coming onto the hangar straight here, where I know that Corvette is going to absolutely enjoy it. But unfortunately, probably not close enough to get anything going on Philippa just yet. Ooh. Oh, replay at the moment. I believe this is Rosser and Dylan King at the moment. See, I'm not too sure what happened between these two. See another Porsche just chilling there in the background as well. Ooh, a little bit of contact. Oh, unfortunate pinball.
Oh, Rosser. I feel so sorry for him. Down to 11th now.
Could possibly imagine a bit of a penalty coming Dylan King's way, but that's up to the stewards to decide for that one. So we won't put our opinions on it too much because they don't really matter anyway. But we'll keep putting our opinions on what's currently going on at the moment. Jacobs works in the way back. This is also, this is Rosser.
This is Rosser again, yeah.
Ooh. Oh, I think he's got a puncture in the front right. That's why it's scraping there. Maybe thought he could just keep dragging it to the end to try and get to the pit lane, but doesn't quite look like it. It's not giving him any help at all.
No, absolutely not. And you can see him there going through pit lane now. Oh, what a tough day at the office. That's probably the last thing he needed.
It's been a tough day for the few people here, but the people that have been putting the work in, and it's paying off at the moment. There's these three people right here. Jacobs, unfortunately, his work earlier tonight has not paid off too well for him, but he had to take the safe route and choose preservation over the position to keep going in this race, and he's still in it. He still has a chance for P1 at the moment. Well and truly in his right to be able to get that spot, but he has to put in that work for it, and unfortunately, Talbot's just that little bit faster than him around the track at the moment, and Philippa, unfortunately, doing the same thing to Talbot.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see there is just a little bit of a gap, and it's like an elastic band. They keep opening and closing as they keep going around this track. It's actually really good to watch, to be honest. All these drivers doing what they do.
It's pretty much a mirror on mirror on mirror image between all these three drivers at the moment, but that might not be the case at the moment, as Jacobs has a little bit of a run here going into Cops. Sorry, not Cops, Abbey. He's holding on to it pretty alright. But This is where it's going to matter quite a bit for these two when they try to go onto the Wellington Straight. Hopefully Jacobs can get a bit of a run out of it. He's certainly very, very close to Talbot there. It's flat out from here on out till the next corner. But it looks like Talbot maybe just has a bit more grip through there. And it's been able to keep it together just that little bit nicer than Jacobs. Just keep it nice in front. Jacobs unfortunately still having to take a place in his mirrors rather than in front. And just hold on for another few more corners. Maybe he has another look going onto the main straight. Maybe try and take a different line to try and get a different run. But it doesn't look like it's going to pay off for him now.
Absolutely not. He had a good run out of there. But now, just settling back into the racing line. And we'll go again as we go around into the dying stage of this race. 3.5 minutes to go. And it is Benefield 23 seconds ahead of his races. And then Stevie Ty, Vintner are your top three there. Raupi, Packham, Saramana, and then Donnelly, Murphy, Ham? Asking a question. And Crispy are your top 10 there. And then looking at the GT3s, Philippa now in top position there. Then Talbot, Jacobs, Rashidi, and Bell are your top 5. Then Ventinger, Diabols, and can't make out that Merck's name.
I believe that's still King there.
King, sorry, thank you. Then Spenceley, then Chit round out your top 5 there.
It's a bit of an unfortunate run for poor old Matty Chit there. He was sitting I think P8.
Yeah.
He had P7, and I think he had Diabols there behind him, but unfortunately a few mistakes and a few good overtakes from a couple of the other drivers. Unfortunately, just pushing a bit further down the grid than I know he would love to be. But he's kept it together. Compared to some other people this race, they've all kept it together. They've done what they needed to do to try and keep it on track.
Mate, are you taking a cheap shot at my mate?
I'm not taking a cheap. I'm just saying as generalization.
Okay, all right. I'm just checking. All right.
I don't hate one person for their driving skill. I hate everyone equally.
Oh, that's brilliant. We need to record that and snap that. That's brilliant.
There goes my career as a commentator. I'll see you later.
Pretty much where my career is going.
Oh, no. Like Cam said before in the chat, he is looking for 2 new drivers for the LMU WEC series. So if you maybe thought, oh, why not? I'll try commentating. There's 2 spots right here for next week for you guys.
Fun times.
Speaking of next week, I don't know if you know, Brad. Next week's Daytona.
I don't know that, but thank you for informing me.
It's going to be great. We have our first US track in LMU, and it's Daytona of all tracks.
Oh, yeah. All for it.
I am certainly hyped for what is going to be happening next week. It's a bit unfortunate that this season's finale is not going to be a combined race of ELMS.
Oh, I really enjoyed that. Yeah.
That was great last season. Whoever makes a calendar for ELMS, certainly
Sebring
do it again.
would like a word.
Sorry, I forgot about Sebring, Benny. Yeah, I have a certain dislike for Sebring at the moment. It's not my favorite track at the moment. If anyone's doing those the LMU dailies, you know what I mean. It's not fun. But LMU's in its own, Sebring's in its own category. But I think Sebring's kind of the middle child of American tracks. I think. It's there. Everyone knows it's there, but no one treats it as it should. Maybe it's just because the track.
It's like the middle child.
Maybe just because the track actually needs to get taken care of and get resurfaced, so it's not bumpy as pretty much what it's like to be driving on Melbourne roads. But it's
because
not too
Nathan
bad.
will know. People, Nathan will know.
Oh, dude, don't get me started on the roads in Melbourne. We'll be here for hours. Don't get me started.
Well, we haven't got hours. We're on the final lap here, folks. So we are going to bring this home, and there is Benefield claiming first position, 30 seconds or so in front, and has finished that race in style like he normally does. All right, let's go down to our GT3s and let's see if there is any change here. It does not look like it. Philippa still leading them, which is good to see.
Oh, but here we go, just down a bit further down the field. This is Sirimana at the moment. Currently got Denali on the backside of that Genesis. They're also weaving through the leaders of the GT3s at the moment. Certainly going to make it interesting for them here as they come onto the Hamilton straight. We'll have to see what happens. Oh, sorry, the main straight. It's certainly going to be close, but it looked like Sirimana took the lead, took the better position there for them. And even for the GT3s, we saw it for the past, 5-6 laps. It was Philippa, Torbert, and Jacobs, and that is how your top three is going to end for this race tonight.
Absolutely. And then Rashidi looks like they will take fourth position, and Bell fifth, and what that will make up your top five. It was pretty action-packed at the start. I mean, who would be your driver of the race, Nathan?
Ooh, I don't know. It's pretty hard. It's got to be... I can't pick one. It's got to be the top three from the GT3s tonight, I reckon.
Yeah, I agree.
They've all been pretty much a mirror image of each other for the entirety of the race. Fortunately, Jacobs definitely wanting that P1, but couldn't quite get the chance to get there, unfortunately. But still kept it together in P3 to come home and take the backside of the podium there. So good job to you, my good friend. Obviously, Torbert and Philippa had some very good moments there, both in the early stages and in the late stages of the race, and just showed textbook racing between the two. So I really can't pick one driver this week.
No, absolutely not. I completely agree with you. And that wraps up LMU for another Thursday night. We may or may not be back next Thursday, but you're lining up again, my friend, to take on ACC.
Strap yourselves in, because at 9 o'clock we're going to good old Suzuka for Split Red. It's going to be an interesting race for that one, so certainly strap yourself in for when the time comes for that one. It's going to be a good one to watch. I know there's always a bit of interesting action there at Suzuka, but of course that is a bit later tonight. So from here in the box, I will see you in about half an hour or so, but for the rest of us, it's a good night.
See ya.
Green light, go, go, go.
everyone, and welcome back to your Thursday night racing here on the platforms of good old OOR, happily sponsored by our friends here at Thermaltake. And tonight, we're back again with Split Red here at good old SUZUKA, and I'm also with a good old friend of mine here in the box on a Thursday night. George, how are you doing, my friend?
Mate, feeling fantastic. I'm very, very eager for tonight's race, that's for certain.
Oh, mate, I know you are, because Chris Cooley's in the Aston Martin once again. He's ditched the Jag, which is a bit unfortunate, but he's absolutely showing it off of what a driver he can be in that Aston so far.
Yeah, absolutely. But there's a lot to play out for tonight. There's a few points up for grabs, getting close to the end of the season, and it's tightening up with, obviously, Breno is coming good over the last couple of races as well. So hopefully he can sort of get out there and put the cat amongst the pigeons there with the final race next week.
I'm pretty keen to see it because we've seen him just kind of, chilling a bit near the back of the grid. I think just probably to avoid a bit of the bop, but he's trying to maybe now put the pressure on where it matters, and he's got a bit less weight to make it happen. So I'm certainly keen for that to happen. Obviously, what's his name? Squire's going to have to put in a bit of effort to try and keep a hold of it, and obviously, our man Alex Curie is definitely certainly going to have to do his absolute best to hold on to that top spot. But I think we already know he's going to be there anyway, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, to get pole tonight, I reckon it's going to be a 58. The guys that are racing here at the pointy end are going to be able to do it. We know Aiden's very, very close to that. I know that the Why Not boys have been sort of tipping, getting close to a 58, but I don't know if they're going to be able to do it, especially with the bop. But yeah, I'll be tipping Chris is definitely going to be in there. So I still think he's the man to beat tonight. But we'll find out in the next 10 minutes after qualifying who will be on pole.
Certainly, and I think we saw a little bit of a hiccup there just as we went into qualifying. I'm not sure if it was just maybe Benny's end or whatever, but I saw a bit of a hiccup, so hopefully that doesn't continue on for what is set out to be a really good race tonight. This absolutely beautiful circuit of SUZUKA. I know I don't have the greatest amount of experience of this in GT3 cars, but you certainly have driven around this, George. What do you think of the track?
I don't mind it. It's got a mixture of very fast and technical corners, slow corners. It is a driver's track. You've got to be on point to drive it, and I do really enjoy this track. Especially coming up through these section of corners, you've got to get on the power. It's easy to drive out wide and clip a few corners and go, ooh, second PC had a moment. We're back.
Ooh, oh, okay, there we go. So thankfully it wasn't the server.
Yeah, and the good thing about this track as well, there is passing opportunities. It's not as tight as some of the previous tracks that we've been racing. Obviously, going into turn 1, turn 2 down the bottom there, depending on how you are, I don't mind sort of launching in there a little bit. And then you obviously got the run going into 130R and then into Casio. So it's a good track. I don't think too many people dislike it. Some might not find it easy to drive around, but I believe most people do enjoy it, and it does pay dividends if you can drive it on point. That's for certain.
Certainly, it doesn't give the vibe of like Laguna Seca or something where you kind of got to wait for the driver in front to make a spec. There's plenty of room for pretty easy overtaking opportunities here. And certainly a lot of rooms to make quite a bit of an error, especially 130 out there, as you can see Alex Curie coming through now for his outlap at the moment. So we'll certainly shortly see some of the lap times coming through, but certainly placing our man Chris Cooley there at the top.
Yeah, so here we go. This should be the first flying lap from Curie. There he is, 2 minutes 0.4. We know we can go a bit quicker than that, but obviously the temperatures tonight are around about the 25 degrees, so they're just going to get their tyres warmed up. Here you go. Some of the other times are coming through. Can't see all the way up there, but I'll be tipping there. There you go, 2 minutes 0.4. And yeah, Sam was just not even a cough. Here we go, a 59.5 from G. Coleman. He's another one who's going to be very rapid around here as well. Here you go, Chris is up a fair bit. What is he going to do going across the line? Into third spot, 0.4 behind. Obviously, just a little bit behind Bank. Bank is going to be very rapid around here as well with that Lexus. We know those Lexus are pretty quick around here. Now we're on board with Giacomo again with the Beamer. He's found a little bit of time through here. He's going to be coming up to the Degnas soon, which is Degna 1 and Degna 2. Can he maintain it through there, get a good clean run out of that, going into the hairpin? Let's see what happens.
Probably the spot to make up time on the track, considering you've got the whole back straight going up into 130R. All in front of you, so really if you mess that up, you're kind of a bit screwed. Hopefully Giacomo can maybe top his lap time there, obviously with a 159.5. Maybe Chris Curley, we're kind of putting our bets on him to be at the top, but at the moment he's not really showing it.
Yeah, well, like I said, time will tell. Maybe he's just dialing it in. He didn't race last week, so it's okay. Coming out of Spoonie, how is he maintained? Can he get on the throttle without kicking it up? Oh, we're back with. Oh, here we go. We're back on there. Did he? No, he maintained the time. Oh, just bleeding a wolf 15th, so 130R. Can he get through here without invalidating a lap and then going into Casio? Clips the curb, goes a bit wide, he's good on there. Lost another half a tenth. Take a lot of the inside curb here, take a lot of the inside curb there. And does he take the pro line? No, he's still leaving himself some room there. Accelerate down a front straight, he's going to be up by about another 0.2. Should be going across the line now. A 159.3. Oh, here we go. Chris is starting to find a bit more time. He's starting to find a bit more time. 0.4 up. This is going to jump him up a bit. Put him into second spot. Still 0.3 behind, but he's still got obviously 5 minutes to go. Ooh, yeah, on with Hayden. Hasn't done a valid lap yet. Oh, this could be a valid lap, I should say. Sorry.
This could be. This could be the man to compete with Chris Curley in terms of qualifying. But we'll wait shortly now as he comes through the exit of Casio. Coming out, so also not taking the pro line there, and also a wider exit to some of the drivers, certainly trying to set him up nicely for another lap. Let's see, was that a flying lap? That was not a flying lap for him, so it's definitely invalid there, but a 2-minute flat for him. So he's certainly going to have to put in a little bit more effort there, maybe also just keep it on track a little bit better next time. Try to keep it there. And if Chris Curley flying over the curbs there through Degna 1 and 2. Let's see, man, there. I believe that's Tour Bank there in the Lexus in front of him, also going a bit wide there on the curb as they come through into the hairpin. It's going to make it a bit interesting. Oh, Bank getting out of the way there for our man Chris Curley to let him try and breathe as much air as he can, but he's still holding a relatively level delta at the moment, so maybe he's just not on maybe with himself for this qualifying. Maybe just Suzuka's not maybe one of his tracks, but I see Griffin at the moment just under 3/10 up, coming through 130 up, very wide through there, unfortunately invalidating on the exit there. It's not too happy for him. You can see him just bleed it off through the chicanes, so not going to be good for him. Back to Chris Curley now, still holding a relatively equal delta now at the moment, but we'll see if he can make anything coming through 130R. See if he can get that line nice, probably not too wide on the exit there, just holding a little bit of the curb. It's still very, very even with it. See now as it comes through into Casio, just getting a little bit further up on the entry there, but unfortunately bleeding off on the exit. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to progress much further up the grid on this lap.
Yeah, it looks like Stan's actually snuck into second spot there, 0.2 behind Giacomo, so he's got a little bit more. Can he find a little bit more? Yes, we're on board with him. He's 0.1 up. He's got 0.2 up. Can he maintain this going through the Degnas? The car can actually take this inside curb a fair bit. It just clips that nicely. It's maintained it. Can he come out of here good? Yes, he has. Just bleeds a little bit of time there. Oh, just lost that half a tenth going into the hairpin. Can he power it out of the hairpin? Oh, just lost a bit more time. Yeah, he's lost a lot of time, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's not looking good for him here, especially as he comes in towards Spoon. This might be a bit of an opportunity for him to make up a little bit of time. So you see, it's still got just under 2.5 minutes left. You can see it just creeping up on the 10th mark. But let's see if that number gets any bigger as it comes out of the exit of Spoon, but doesn't quite look like he's going to get there. going through the back straight down to 130 yards. I mean, just more of another lap for him just to kind of slightly improve his lap time, but still 2/10 off Giacomo's pole time at the moment.
Yes, and Mr. Aiden's decided to slide in there for 1,000 seconds behind Giacomo.
Yeah, so it looks like the bop hasn't really affected him too much in the quality, but maybe Stan's just struggling a little bit with the extra weight through Suzuka. I see a lot of those mid to high speed corners. I don't know, from my experience, probably not the greatest thing in the Lambo, are they?
The Lambo's a tricky car because on some corners you think the cars are going to be any good, but he's actually very good. And the corners where you think it should be good, it's pretty terrible. So it's actually not too bad on some of it. I'm finding it a bit hard. Here we go with Banky's 0.2 up. This should get him up close to 6th. Yes, it is. Knock Justin to 7th. So it's a little bit closer with a minute to go. With Johnson now, he's up by 0.2. That should maintain him in 8th spot, which it does, but he's a 10th behind Justin there. With everyone pretty much, that's it. Johnson's said, I've had enough. Pretty much most other cars are going to be completing their flying laps. We'll see if we've got anyone there. I'm surprised that Chris hasn't gone a little bit quicker with the Aston around here. I'm not sure if it's because he hasn't spent any time on the track. Oh, he's just smashing over the curbs there.
Yeah, and while we're kind of talking about, I've just noticed we haven't really seen a certain name. We haven't seen our man, our Loopty, Big Banana of Jaden Rondanella. It doesn't seem to be out there tonight.
Yeah, good call. Didn't see him either.
I haven't seen a pink and yellow Lexus going around the track this time around, so maybe he's gone, I've got something better to do than racing tonight. And unfortunately, I could be driving because I know it probably would have seen him battling around in that top 5, but bit of a replay here of Aiden Squires at the moment. What's this? Oh, this is going through the curves, and just losing that rear end. Fortunate enough to hold on to it just a little bit. They're still getting a bit loose, but that's not helping him there. Considering he was so close to that P1 spot.
Oh, I'm confident to put the 50 cents on it tonight that Giacomo has got the P1 spot sewn up with Barker here. He's up 0.3. Let's see if he can put a big dent in a couple of guys at the moment. Yes, he potentially can jump up at least 3 spots here. How does he come out of the hairpin? Can he gain any time? Oh, he's gained a lot of time. Look at this. Oh, just starts to lose a little bit. Might have got a little bit of wheel spin coming into Spoon. Can he get in there and just power out through the straight? Because we know, obviously, the beam is pretty quick in a straight line. Now, can he get the power down? Drifts in a bit wide, just clips in the curve, trucks it into second, feeds the power on. You can just see feeding it on, drifting it out wide and going. Good run. Yes, he is. Oh, just losing just that minuscule of time, but still 0.4. Potentially he's going to jump him up a fair way if he can maintain it through 130. Into Casio. He's going to take a lot of curb on the inside. No, just clips it. Doesn't take a fair bit. Look how much time he's just lost. He's lost almost 2.5 tenths just coming out of the Casio. He's going to get him up a spot or 2.
Lucky, but he's going to have to settle with P8 for that one.
Yes.
I also saw there, just in the corner, 555. I'm not too sure who that was. So they got disqualified for driving the wrong way. So Chris Cooley, that's his number. He's choosing to start from P20.
Yeah, he's done that deliberate. He's going, boys, you guys are up there to fight it. I'm not here to interfere with you guys. You guys go and have it. I'll just get from the back of the grid.
Ooh. That certainly makes it interesting because Diaballs has put in the chat, car 555 will be DQ'd from the race. I'm not too sure what's going on with our man Chris Cooley tonight.
No. That's strategic. That is 100% strategic. He knows what the rules are.
Yeah.
He's doing it. He's going, Aiden, you're up there, mate. You go for the win, buddy. You go for the win.
He's here to have fun, and he's going to do it from the back of the grid and weave through traffic like he does always. But it's going to be a bit of keen eyes here at the moment because obviously Squires will take that top spot. We'll stand just alongside him, and Sam getting P3 in the McLaren ahead of Turub and Justin. So certainly not a familiar face we normally see in the top 3, but he's managed to work his way up in that McLaren.
Yes, like I said, I still think it's a lot to play out for. The one person that's not up the top there as well. Why is he so far back? What is he trying to play at? Does he decide they want it, Mr. Breno?
Yeah,
I was expecting him to be a lot further up the grid, put it that way.
Or maybe he just couldn't get the qualifying hours, but you can see him there just tucked behind Alex Curie there in the row behind. So maybe I don't suspect he's done anything of, I want to work my way up the grid. Maybe it's just a bit of an unfortunate qualifying for him. Maybe just not getting the right lap out of it, but he's sat himself in the top 10 for the moment. So he's still certainly punching distance of the leaders if he will put his work in and get there to the top. So it'll be certainly interesting to see. But obviously he's got Rochford. He's got, I believe that's Sam behind him as well. So he's certainly got some top-notch drivers behind him as well. They're going to make him put in some of the work.
Yes, definitely. And it's depending on the cars you got to overtake, it's not easy on this track because obviously we know that the Lexi, especially down this front straight, is very, very rapid. So he needs to get some clean laps in. But like I said, it's an hour race. Anything can happen here. They're just going to make sure they don't do the start we saw last night. A few of them were speeding at the start. Hopefully, they all keep it nice and clean.
Oh, I hope so. We know Suzuka's has been a bit of an interesting track for some incidents. Benny's been kind of feeding me a few of our old incidents from years ago on this track. So, be interesting to see. And I see, well, Giacomo's parked up at the back there, but he's working his way to the front. I'm not too sure what was going on there. Maybe just a few, maybe a technical glitch. I'm not too sure, but he's put himself at the front of the grid where he was obviously right there and happily there with his very, very good qualifying. So he will lead the pack through.
Yeah, that's right. Because he did qualify first, and he was dead. Who knows? ACC doing ACC things, I suppose.
I think we have to chalk it out of that because I have no clue what happened.
No, I'm completely lost. Look, I've got no clue as it is at the best of times, let alone when you throw that sort of stuff at me. All right, so here they are. This is going to be an interesting start there. Hopefully everyone can get into their correct grid positions because that might throw out a few people. Obviously, Giacomo is going to be heading down the front straight in first spot. Means that he will have, if I'm not mistaken, the outside line. I think the outside is number 1. No, inside line's number 1. So he should be able to get a reasonable start. We know that the McLaren is fairly rapid with the extra pop. I think the Boomers more than a match to stay side by side, and it's just to see how Aiden can, if he can maintain around the outside and just put a lot of pressure going into turn 1 and turn 2. He needs to get in front of him because I don't think, if he doesn't get in front of him, I think he's going to suffer a bit, and it's all going to come down to tyre strategy tonight.
Certainly, because it's one mandatory stop tonight, and it's a fuel stop, I believe a fixed duration of fuel stop. So automatic 25 seconds in the pit box, regardless of how much fuel you put in. And it's, I believe, only an extra 5 seconds on top if you put on tires.
Yes, correct.
So that might open up a door of opportunity for some of these drivers tonight.
Yeah, look, I'll be tipping most people are going to go for put an extra set of boots on to get that extra grip that required. We saw last week Tafik didn't take tyres and he suffered a little bit, and most others took tyres. So I'll be tipping everyone's going to take tyres tonight. I don't think they're going to risk it, unless if they go super, super long, but I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. So anyway, they're double filing. They're getting it nice and tight. Just coming out of Casio can be a little bit staggered, but they got a little bit of time to tighten themselves up, and that's how I think they will break in the speed limit. So hopefully they can all keep it just underneath the 80 kilometres an hour there. hopefully they've got all their tyres and brakes all warmed ready for turn one. At least turn one's not a heavy braking zone, but you do go in there pretty quick.
Certainly, but I feel like this race start might determine a little bit as well. Considering obviously you can see them coming through Casio, it's fairly tight there, so everyone's trying to get bunched up and try to get themselves sorted before they come on the main straight for what is going to be the start of an hour here at Suzuka. It's 7 o'clock in game, it's a bit dark. So
you're happy to take the start? Go for it.
I'm going for it, and obviously these guys are going to go very, very shortly. We'll see just in any moment now. The green lights are going to go out, and it's Giacomo leading the pack there, just with Aiden behind him. But any second now, we see him coming across the actual finish line now. So it's going to be green light, green flag waved. They're underway. They're going as hard as they can for this start. Aiden having to put the pressure on Giacomo from the outside. It's not the best spot for him to do it. He's going to have to sit back a little bit, but you can see everyone else behind him still going side by side. Stan trying to put a bit of pressure there on Aiden. Sam also trying to put a bit of pressure on Stan there as well, but it's kept a little bit of distance from Turib behind him, but obviously Turib's still got Justin there behind him with Kiri as well, who's made up just a place or two there in the start. Very, very good start from him as they come through the S-curves now into the Dunlop curve. Giacomo leads it with Squires behind him. Stan, jeez, I can't talk at the moment. Stan, Sam, and Turib just all behind him there. So very, very clean start from all these guys now as they come through the Degna curves as well. Similar lining up Barker there, also just chilling behind Kiri. Very, very clean start for what I was not expecting tonight.
Yeah, very, very clean start. Very good start as well. No yellow flags. So, yeah, a race is on, especially down at the backfield there. A great start by Giacomo there. Aiden's obviously trying to put as much pressure as he can on him. Let's see how the tyres will hold up. Obviously, the person in front has obviously got right away. It's going to be interesting with strategy. We saw last night where a couple of cars came in early to try to get the overcut going, or the undercut, I should say. Come in, get out into a clean track, and then just put some rapid laps to be able to jump some positions. And everyone, oh, here we go.
Oh, this
bang
is
on
risky.
the Lexus going into. No, he yielded there. Very smart move inside line there.
Too smart. Here comes Griffin on the inside coming into Casio. Bit of curb there for the Lambo, and obviously the same thing there for Bank. He's unfortunately going to have to concede another position there.
Yeah, but that Lexus in the straight lines might be able to get behind him again. We're just going to wait to get down to the bottom there and get into turn one. He's going to have the drive. He's closing, but not quite enough. Yeah, he was just compromised a little bit coming out of Casio there. If he was a little bit closer, I believe he would have gotten past him. So all he's going to do is try to stay as close as he can to him and do it on the next lap, because we know that Lexus is extremely rapid.
Action, so I know Damo's going to be excited. You got Johnson and Kiri currently going at it in the two Porsches, just behind Bank. So that might give Bank a little bit of room here, especially in the start of the race, if these two are going to keep going at it like this. Because you can see Kiri, he is hot on the heels of Johnson at the moment. Certainly trying to put the pressure on and just fill up those mirrors as best as he can. But it doesn't look like he's in just enough room there to make any moves stick at the moment, so he's going to have to sit back. And maybe Kiri also having to have it just to keep a bit of an eye there behind him for Barker as well on that BMW, who's certainly shown a bit of pace this season, but unfortunately not the best of luck for him. So certainly keep an eye out for these three, because they've been battling it out pretty much all season, and they're still going at it around here at Suzuka.
Yes, they have been battling out all season, and the Porsche end is not too bad because it's got a pretty good front end and brakes, and we know it actually powers out of the corners very, very well as well. So you've got Barker, he's behind him. Does he get the run? He should be able to get a run, because we know the top speed on that Beamer is pretty good. But it all comes down to setting himself up coming out of Casio. Can he get close enough to set himself outside of Casio? And we're just looking at the rest of them there. Yep, we've got Justin there. He's just closed up a little bit. Here we go. Can he get the run on Sam out of here? Needs to get the drive. No, the McLaren gets the drive out of the corner. So definitely not close enough on this lap to be able to do it. I believe that McLaren will have the legs down the straight, especially all the weight, with the fastest lap going to Giacomo with pretty much a 2 minutes dead. Good lap from him with full race fuel. That's an excellent lap.
I'm pretty sure that was his, I think, one of the first laps we saw in qualifying. And now we're already seeing this in terms of race pace. So he's certainly putting a show on at the moment. Obviously, putting a bit of gap on Aiden as well. So building the top three here, building a bit of comfortable room at the moment. But he travelled just a little bit further down the grid with Sam Griffin and Bang Griffin. I see battling a little bit with the good old success bop at the moment. But I see Sam not suffering that fate as much and is certainly taking great advantage of it.
Yeah, obviously the success bop does make you suffer a little bit, especially with the straight lines. But you can see Sam there. He's getting on the loud pedal really early and he's getting that thing dancing on the back end. It's not going to do his rear tyres any good. So obviously it's a very long race, and depending on how much fuel he's got, he needs those to hang on. But you can see that Justin's a lot closer now. Let's see if he can. He won't be able to do anything into Spoon. I'll be very surprised. But can he get a very, very good run coming out of Spoon? Oh, he sort of half looked, and there behind him, Banks getting very interested as well. Goes, come on, boys. I'm here. I've got the car. I know I've got the speed. I'm coming after you, boys. Just don't make a mistake, because I will jump both of you. That's for certain. Going down the back straight into 130R. You can see Justin's just closing up there. He's got to set himself up through Cassio. It's all got to do in Cassio, how you take that and how you get out of there. He's got to clip the first corner, second corner, and does he take the pro line? We'll see if he does. There, he tries it a little bit. We know Bank did. Does Bank close? Oh, Bank's very close now. This is going to be interesting going into turn one. He's accelerating. Justin's trying to protect, and here comes Bank. He sends it down into turn one. Can he hold it without going super wide? Justin goes very late on the brakes, but goes out wide. They're fighting side by side. Coming out of the second part of turn one. Bank still in front. Can Justin fight back? No, going into the snake. Oh, great driving by both of those drivers, giving everyone the amount of room that they deserve to give some nice, clean racing, which allows... obviously, Johnson and Kiri start closing up on these two. That's where the Lexus dominates, is down that front straight.
Yeah, certainly. We could already see what Johnson's trying to set up on Griffin now coming into the Degner curves. You saw him get a bit wide there coming out of the curves, so maybe he's trying to set something up here, but unfortunately having to tuck back in behind Griffin there. He had a slight look there on the exit, maybe try to set himself up, but not quite room, or maybe it was just a bit of a defensive move to keep Kiri just at bay a little bit. But obviously he's probably keeping his eyes on the front at the moment, and that's these two in front, Bank and Griffin at the moment. Griffin unfortunately suffering a little bit of that Lamborghini power at the moment, with Bank in that Lexus just flying away from them at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. This track is actually suited to the Lexus and the Nissan because it's got those long straights. We know that those cars are very, very rapid. Have a look at these three boys. They're not separating. They're just buying their time, these three. You watch. They're actually hoping that maybe G. Cona's tyres might go off. Maybe Aiden's deciding, look, I'm going to protect my tyres as best I can. Maybe he's got a very good race car and he knows he can handle or whatever gets thrown at him, but he's definitely not letting him get away. I was expecting him to maybe pull away a little bit, but he hasn't. But Stan is there or thereabouts as well. Oh, have a look at this. With Johnson gets a great run coming out of Cassio. Can he hold that going into turn one? We know that Justin's very rapid going in there. He's going to go super wide, and look behind him too. Kiri's getting very interested as well. They've tipped it in turn one. Oh, very close. Second part of turn one. Oh, great driving. Oh, now they're going into Snake. No, he has to yield there because that outside line will get you to spit off wide. And Justin survives another lap. Look at that hungry mouth, mate. Those teeth. Oh, he's going. Come on.
Take a bite of it.
He goes, I want to take a bite out of your backside.
Go on, get in there. Oh, Johnson having a little slide there. Oh, it's so close, but it's also Barker here trying to take a bite out of Kiri. Oh, it's close between the Porsches and the BMW here. Everyone's flying through there the second half of Degner curves.
Johnston had that almost sideways sliding through the first part of Degner one.
Man, I don't think I've seen a Porsche go that sideways and still hold traction.
Nah, because we keep on seeing Damiano normally drive the Porsche, and he doesn't drive so aggressively, so that's why. No, it's great car control there, and it's good to see. But the other problem is that when you start sliding like that, it does actually compromise you a little bit. So you just need to smoothen it out a bit. Oh, you can see there in the front as well. You can see the back end starting to slide. If you keep it sliding like that, you're going to wear out your tyres and you're going to lose grip rapidly, especially as the temperatures start to drop as well. That's air temperature's 24 and track temperature's 24 as well.
Yeah, certainly we'll see, because obviously we are going into the later stages of the sunset and the night. So hopefully these boys have planned out their strategies, but obviously if they take tyres, they can kind of redeem themselves a little bit, but obviously they're going to have to play with the cards they're dealt at the moment, and Curie's currently using every card he has to try and get in front of Kyle Johnston, but it's not quite working out for him at the moment. He had a look at Johnston just a lap before coming in through the curves, but it doesn't quite look like he's in the room just to make that move again. So see a little bit of a hiccup there. Johnson having a little bit of a slide there on the exit of the first corner there, but doesn't seem too phased by it either. He's unfortunately lost a bit of gap to Griffin in front. You can see him just, both these Porsches just a little bit sideways through the curves, so maybe just not quite the rear end grip that they're looking for, but they're still holding on.
Yeah, which has allowed, obviously, Justin just to pull out a little bit of a buffer to give himself a bit of breathing room so he can concentrate on the front and not worry about what's coming in from the rear, as we've been saying for a few weeks now. If you get close enough, you need to stick your car, so all they have to do is keep on looking in their mirrors, and that's where they can make a mistake. Here we go, a bit of a run again. You can see Johnson made a little bit of a mistake coming out of the exit Degner, which allowed Kiri just sort of try to go on the inside. No, he can't. It's close. These two guys not separated by much, that's for certain. All it's going to take is someone to make a mistake and the other person's going to go straight through. But the more they battle, the more it's going to allow Justin to pull away slightly but surely. They need to work together to try to catch up to Justin again and see if they can put some pressure on him for a change. They're definitely separating themselves from Barker as well. He's probably either made a couple of mistakes. Oh, have a look at Aiden. He's starting to put the pressure on G. Coleman as well. He goes, all right, I'm here. Let's turn the wick up on you, son. Let's get into those mirrors and let's see if you can handle my pressure this season that I've been applying to everybody. Just a little bit wide. It takes an alternative line to the BMW. The bot might be causing that. But it's definitely getting closer at the top. And if these two guys find, with Stan with the fastest lap. Here we go. Good run by Tyron on Sam. Oh, around the outside. He just pulls out the last minute. Turns into turn one. Can he hold it? And Sam does a great job of just mid-corner speed through the second part of that turn one. Great driving there. So this is going to mean that Bank will have to wait at least another lap now to be able to use the grunt of the Lexus, or you might be able to do it down the back straight. This is fantastic racing tonight. That's for certain.
Speaking of fantastic racing, I haven't seen our man Chris Cooley up on the timing boards. I'm getting worried.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he may have left the server and says, boys, I'm just going to let you guys have some fun tonight. We'll find out. Oh, here you go.
Oh, here we go. Good old Breno. Put the pressure on Perkins. Oh, a little bit of contact there.
That's fair. That's fair.
Gone. Oh, that's certainly a close one, but both a bit unfazed. Obviously, Perkins unfortunately losing the position out of that. So, obviously, probably not the happiest about it, but it's going to be a bit of racing. But here we go.
Big launch.
And it's way too far and deep. There on Sam, gets it back on to get back into just behind the slipstream. Obviously, that has opened the door up for Griffin now as they come onto the back straight into 130R. Has he got enough power in that Lexus to keep it in front? It looks like he just might have as he slowly pulls away from Justin. But here they come into 130R. Both having to just ease a little bit, but it looks like Justin might have eased off just a touch too much. You can see just Turbo just kind of flying away a little bit there as they've come into the Casio. So a bit of too much of a sin there from Bank, but he's fortunate enough to keep running together. But has opened a door for Justin, so keep an eye out on him there. But currently all eyes at the moment on Aiden, who's currently still trying to catch his way back up to Giacomo. He had that little bit of a gap before to Giacomo where he could have possibly had a move made out of it. Unfortunately, not quite getting there, and it's now opened the door for Stan behind him. He's just been kind of sitting in the background, working his way up, and is now in attacking room. He's in punching distance, pretty much in grabbing distance of Aiden at the moment, and we might see a move coming. But we know Stan, he might be a bit patient at times. He might send it, but he's certainly showing times of wanting to get there. But we might have to just wait and see a little bit more for that, as he seems to be just playing that patient game.
Yeah, absolutely. I could see the fast lap from him was a 59.5 was a rapid pace. Ibrahim, if you can speak to your dad, tell him he's got to be patient. Don't just send it to... You're going to use the front straight, mate. Turn 1, that's his main one. That's where he's going to get the job done. Just don't send it and go wide. Tell him to keep under control there. Ooh, a bit of a penalty come through. Our first pen for the night. Oh,
that's
geez.
For David Neighbour for causing a collision. Unfortunately, so I'm not too sure when that was, but we see him down in P17 there, just behind Hope at the moment. So anyone behind him is probably going to be smiling a little bit more that they can get a bit further up the grid. But at the moment, eyes are on this top 5 at the moment. Bank at the moment still chasing Sam now, from just behind him as well. These guys kind of also just secluded themselves together, and you can see Johnson there in the background with Curie and Barker. And it looks like Barker is having a little bit of a look there on Curie, but I'm not too sure. These guys are all pretty settled in now. We're just under a quarter of the way through this race. Certainly might even turn into a bit of a strategy game for these two, but we'll have to wait and see for that, as we now go to the POV of David Barker at the moment, who's chasing Alex Curie still. He's had a couple of looks already, but ooh, Griffin's into the pits.
As I said to you, what did I say to you? You come in early, you'll come out into a clean track, and then you're just going to put some laps. He potentially feels like he can go a little bit quicker, but he hasn't got the pace to maybe potentially overtake. So if he comes out into a clear track, he just needs to get out before the number 1 car comes back. He definitely is going to get out in the clear, and if he can get half a dozen lap or a dozen laps under his belt, he potentially could jump 2 or 3 spots. This could trigger some other people doing the same thing as well. It worked last night for a few of the guys. Let's see what happens. We'll keep it on. Oh, it's getting close. Getting close going into Degner 1 and Degner 2 between Barker and Kiri, and behind them as well as Viney and Dario's there as well. They're all tightening up here. They're all saying, mate, boys, if you make a mistake, I'm definitely going to get yous. Going into the hairpin. They're accelerating out of the hairpin. I don't believe they're going to be able to do too much. Let's have a look down at the back straight once we get to the back straight and spin corner. Oh, it's been some fantastic racing tonight by everybody. Nice clean racing, nice tough racing. I'm enjoying every minute of this because there's a lot to play out, that's for certain. Coming out of Spoon, Barker, can he get the drive on Kiri? We know that the boom is pretty quick, but we know that the Porsche can get good drive as well. So we're on board here with Viney with the other Porsche. It's the BMW surrounded by Porsches here. This is fantastic to see, especially in the top 10. It's not often you get so many Porsches in the top 10. Oh, here we go, side-by-side action between Bank and Sam. That's it. He needs to power down there, and he gets the job done. That's it. You've got to be patient. There must have been a bit of a mistake there by Sam to allow him to get into Cassia that quick, so I'll be tipping going 130R, back going into turn 1. Coming out of the second part of turn 1, coming into Snake, can he pull away? I believe he's going to have the pace. I think he will. Now he's got to set his sights to go and see if he can catch Stan, but they're a fair way. They're 10 seconds down the track there, so that's going to be very, very difficult for them to catch up to them. But can Sam put a lot of pressure back on Bank, get in his mirrors for a change, going, how do you like it, me being in your mirrors? Oh, here we go. This is the replay we want to see. So go to 130. Anything. Oh, it just clips the inside dirt there, which sets the car out wide, allows Bank to get a good run in him. Under brakes. He goes in under brakes. Turn in nice and early, which he does. Gets on the power even better. That's that little mistake we're talking about. Get in their mirrors and they just make that little bit of mistake. I've done that before, clipping that curb as well. Here we go. Back on the inside of hairpin. Just drifts a bit wide. Just missed that braking point by about 5 metres. That's all it takes. That one little mistake. Good driving by both of them. Kiri just let him go through, saw that he was going to send it, stopped it on the picks, and then he goes, you go past, son, and then I'll just undercut you and go again, and it's going to be take 2. Let's try this again. Does he get a good run out of here? You can see the back end of that BMW just squirming everywhere, but behind him as well. Viney, Dario, they're all getting excited. Have a look at it on the grass. He's got a good run side by side. No, he's tucked in behind. This is getting interesting, that's for certain. Under brakes, let's see what happens. Watch your braking points, Dario. That's it. Slow in, fast out. That's what you need. Take the curb, get the run onto the power. Can you accelerate and get past that Porsche? You're in there, McLaren, which we know has got good drive. You're going to get a bit of a head of a steam here, so you can actually close up a little bit. See what happens going into turn 1. Cracking race tonight.
Certainly, we can see Dario there having a little bit of a look there in turn 1. Not quite anything to make stick of it, but we're not going to be able to put the pressure on in the curves as much, but we'll have to wait and see. He's been a pretty good man there behind the wheel of that McLaren. I see maybe he might need to work with Pete Viney then, try and get in front of these two, the Porsche and the BMW, in front of them both, because they've been having a bit of a tussle, going quite a little bit. There might be something to come out of it that might end up actually benefiting both of them.
Absolutely. The more these fight, this actually plays in the hands of Justin as well, because the more these guys fight, the more they can jump up. We're just going to keep an eye on the way we're about. Is Justin, which part of the track? But head Barker's getting very close now. Very close. Under brakes again. Is he going to look at it? No. He's just, it's made Kiri go a little bit wide. You can just see that Beamer trying to get it on throttle. It's getting, tail happy. With 38 minutes to go, some of these boys are going to be starting to think, do I come in now? Do I come and do the undercut? Or do I stay out as long as I can? Again, fuel and strategy is going to play a big part tonight. That's for certain. If you were doing this race, Nathan, what strategy would you be using?
Well, I mean, I keep it simple. I pit at the half an hour mark, depending on where I'm in the field. I know if I'm a bit further up in the field, like some of the other boys, I try to probably play a bit of a longer stretch, try and push it a bit further, use the pace that I can. But I know even with Griffin there, pitting quite early to try and get all that clean air is also not a bad strategy. There's too many choices, man. Well, I don't want to be stuck with just go as simple. Pit at the half an hour mark and then see where you end up.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. There's a couple of Dario's in. They're all doing...
Kiri taking
there goes the board. Boys, watch out. Can you take out that board?
We were talking about it before we went live about some people intentionally taking out the board. Benny, I know it was you. And we've just seen it there.
Oh, you better watch out. Last night when we said something, somebody actually got muted for a little bit. No, I'm joking. The pit board, unfortunately, a lot of people looked for that. So let's see what happens. Hopefully he wasn't speeding in the pits and he'd lost it sideways and that's why he clipped it. We'll find out if he cops a penalty on the way out, because he was a fair bit in front of Dario and then Dario closed up a fair bit. So... anyway, we'll see what happens on that. Now, we can see there that Giacomo's just pulled another couple of tenths away from Maiden, but these three, they're so close. It's... there he goes. Here we go. Pit limit board stuck on the rear wing. There you go. They might chuck that. Have a look at that. It's going to come out on the front straight. There it is, on the front. That's on the front straight. Slow down, everyone. You got the 50-metre speed limit there. You might get done for speeding on the front straight. There you go.
Watch out. You might cop a fine and some demerit points there.
What a send!
A big send from Aiden.
Yeah. I'll be readdressing on that one. That was a massive, mate. He didn't lick that stamp, mate. He put it in a shotgun and sent it.
Whoa.
Oh, this is why. This is why.
Oh, he saw a chance, but
just missed that apex. If you could just pull up a hair's breadth more, you would have been great. Would have been great overtake. He goes, stands in now for his pit stop. Pulling the trigger.
That ends it up in front though. Oh, that's going to be have to left up in the box there. That's an interesting one for sure. But Gio Carmen breathing fresh air for the moment, so he's obviously got a nice healthy gap to Aiden, obviously because of that incident. So I don't know what's going to happen out of there.
Look, I personally believe that should be. I personally believe that should be play on, because the G Carmen definitely sent wide. That allowed Aiden a bit of a thing. And, you know, yes, he did tap him. He did slow down. He did let him through. No harm, no foul. Look, it was there. He just missed it a little bit. Look, I believe it should be play on. But, look, the stewards have got different views on it, and they'll make their decision. But I think that should be play on, in my opinion, anyway.
I'm going to have to agree with you on that one, George. It was a mistake that Giacomo made, and what could have possibly also been a mistake from Aiden as well. So there's a
the door was there.
Yeah, between those two, but yeah.
The door was there. You got to go for it. I mean, you know, it was just a little bit of door by door action. It's not like, and he was there. So I think that should be played, in my opinion, anyway. Other people on the street, in the cyber world, might think differently, but anyway, we'll let the stewards decide on that. Let's get back onto some good racing. Now we'll have a look to see, now that these pit stops are going to happen. What's going to happen? How's this going to change the complexity? Oh, here we go. Giacomo's in. He's gone, I've had enough of these tyres. I want to change it.
Oh, there's a new pit board. Oh, we're safe.
Yeah. Well done, Marshals. You've gone out there and you put a new pit board up. Thank you for that.
I hope they didn't run out on the live racetrack to grab that. That'd be very dangerous.
Yeah, pretty much. Is anyone else going to come here? Yes, I think... Yep, here we go.
Ooh,
Mr. Alice is in. Sometimes coming in early does help.
I wouldn't call that early now. We're getting to the halfway mark of this race.
Yeah, it wasn't too long ago. It wasn't too long ago that you'd go almost 50 minutes before you come in. But on a track like this, which is high speed and a fairly big track where you can get a decent run, it sometimes is very beneficial.
Yeah, maybe, and it might pay off for those, because obviously Stan, Griffin, Curie, and Bartoletti have all pitted. So, and obviously Brenner and Giacomo joining that at the moment. You can see Giacomo popping out P14 at the moment as he comes out of the pits now. Let's see, Brenner is still in the pits at the moment. Definitely going to be tossed behind, most likely tossed behind Giacomo and the rest of them. So, a couple of others. The Merc of Kashani there jumping in the pits as well. So it seems everyone's starting to follow pace of, it's near the halfway mark. It's time to jump into the pits, or maybe they've only filled up enough for half of the race. So kind of setting themselves in now. It's getting later at night. We're at 7:30 in game now. The sun is well and truly gone. It's now down to all the night racing here.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who took tyres. See if anyone decided, look, I'm not going to take tyres. I'm going to try to gain 5 seconds on the track. If anyone like, you know, an Aiden or a Giacomo, or I don't think the Lambos are going to need to take tyres. I think they use the tyres a fair bit, but could they potentially have saved a few, you know, bit of tread on the tyres there to say, you know what, we're not going to change it. We're going to try to capitalise. Maybe running 30 odd minutes without changing tyres, because I know once you come into the pits, here we go. Johnson's in now. He's going to have his pit stop. Can he slow it down on time? Yes, he does. Puts the pit limiter on. Nice entry. He's going to get in and get out and start all over again. I know for a fact that the game itself, if you come in and the tyres cool down a little bit, they don't always seem to recover, depending on the car, but most cars, they do suffer a little bit, and they do tend to fall away pretty quickly, especially on a track that it's fast and technical. It gets a bit of slide. So Mr. Banks in the lead now. Can he put some rapid laps in to do maybe do the overcut on some of these cars that came in early? Let's see what happens in the next, probably, maybe he's going long. Could be going for 50 minutes. We'll see what happens.
Maybe, because obviously Aiden's jumped into the pit box, and you can see him starting to head his way to the exit of the pits now, coming out and roughly, hopefully, still in the top 10 there. Ooh, a bit of a replay now. This is of, I believe, Justin at the moment. What happened to him? Because he did his pit stop and he was aiming for clean air. Let's see.
Oh, he's pulling over.
Tech issues, most likely? Because
Nah, not pulling over like that. He's if anyone out there can sort of give us a bit of a hint of what happened there.
Maybe, but he's parked it up on the side of the track and RTG'd. He's back into an... Ooh, we've had someone caught out for speeding in the pits, most likely, because Sani has got to stop, go 30 there. So, not looking good for him there. He's unfortunately have to go for another lap through the pits once again. You see, man, he's just jumped out of the pits. Aiden Squires, nice and close behind Stan at the moment. So, unfortunately, he would have probably preferred to have that position over Stan, but Stan's gotten fortunate enough to pit a bit earlier than him and get some fresh air to make up time on track, and it has paid off for him.
Maybe, or did Stan say, you know what? I'm not going to take tyres. I'm going to try to risk this because Aiden was so far in front. I don't know with the extra 2 laps that Aiden did, whoever came in first. Yeah, I'd be tipping that Stan hasn't taken any tyres.
Maybe, and that leaves the question up for Duke Coleman taking tyres or not, because it doesn't seem like he would have either, considering Aiden was pretty much in swinging distance of Giacomo. Now Giacomo's got a bit of a healthier gap to Stan as well. So maybe Aiden was the only one that took tyres out of the top 3 here.
Maybe. Yeah, Justin's in the pits there. He's definitely had a mechanical issue there. Don't know what it was, so I'll find out after the race. I'll go and give him a bit of a grilling on it. Because I think he was, I think he would have tightened it up a bit up there, the front there, especially with the clean run he's got. So it's a shame that he's fallen away, because he obviously second in the championship, dropping some points tonight. It's going to hurt him a little bit as well to catch Aiden, because Aiden obviously was around about 50 odd points in front.
Around about, I see Stam's coming out of the pits now, and he's got Breno currently hounding that backside of the McLaren at the moment. These guys are just down to P12. Breno's down to P12 at the moment. I see the time board still updating a little bit. He's starting to put pressure on that McLaren now. Look, I think the McLaren just popped out of the pits as well, so probably still trying to get some temp into those tyres. But it seems Breno obviously still nice and healthily settled in at the moment in P11. Still trying to put a bit of pressure on. You can see Johnson there just behind him with Kiri and Bartoletti. So everyone's relatively done their pit stops at the moment, except for finally Perkins, Youngman and Hope, with Neighbour along with it, who's got the 15-second penalty. So don't imagine anything crazy coming from him. But I also see Barker there with a stop go 30, so he also got probably caught out for doing the naughty of speeding in the pits. So
yeah,
what was really good run for him in the mid pack is unfortunately kind of turned to dust for him now.
Yeah, stop go 30 means that he was doing more than 15 kilometres over in the. It's a drive through. If it's less than 15, anything over 15 is a stop go 30. So that's a shame, because he was having a bit of a good run there in the midfield there. So some other. Oh, here we go. With the others are all jumping into the pits now, and you can see obviously Stan's only 2 seconds behind Gia Coleman, with Aiden 1.5 behind Stan. So like I said, it's Stan sort of benefited from the pits. He's either didn't take tyres, or he took tyres, but because he stopped a little bit earlier, allowed him to get the jump. Here we go. Breno on. Ooh, Sam, can he go around the outside? Yes, he sends it nicely. Goes out nice and wide, turns in, and now he's gone. All right, who's next on the list? Let's go after Viney, which is probably a couple seconds in front. So He's going to see if he can close up the door. He's got 26 minutes to go. He's got plenty of time to actually catch up. Just you can see him. He's just coming out of the S's there. He'll make his way up, and that's what he's been doing all season there. Starting further back, we're on with Dario behind the two pushes. You can't separate these two boys. They've been joined at the hip all race, haven't they?
Yeah, pretty much. These guys all been. These two Porsches have been very, very close together as well, and Bartolo's just been actually behind him. Ooh, getting very close there to the backside of Curie Hall. Led to the sides of my seat there for a sec. Thought he was going to take him out there, but thankfully not. But still very, very close to the backside there of Alex Curie. You can see Barker there behind him as well. But obviously with that stop go third, it's not doing him any good. So he's pretty much out of the question here for this pack at the moment. But obviously pretty much everyone has done their pit stops at the moment. See Brandon Hope just jumping into the pits now, so he will concede that lead to Giacomo. And everyone will be back to relatively where they were, except for poor Justin Griffin there, currently still sat in the pits. So he's done for the night. He's had some issue of sorts and has had to call it quits. It's a bit unfortunate for him, really, because he was having a really good run there in the top 5, don't you think?
Yeah, he definitely will. But look, it happens. I mean, everyone occasionally has a bit of an issue with get some technical issues there. But yeah, Dario, I bet you at one stage there going to Degner, he was sweating bullets. That's for certain. But he definitely's got a bit of a run on here. Can he get close enough to send it into turn 1? Will you be thinking, no, he's not quite close enough. But yeah, Barker's behind there. He's gonna need to serve that. I don't think he needs to serve it. I think he just needs to. Is it 3 laps? Does he need to do 3 laps? I think he does. Maybe our cohort there, Benny there, can come up on the screen to say, does he need to serve it after 3 laps, or does he get the time penalty at the end, which will be an additional time penalty? We'll find out soon enough. He's got to serve it, I've been told. So there you go. So that means he's going to need to come in this lap, I'll be tipping, because it's normally about within the 3 laps. So hopefully he doesn't do anything silly there and just bides his time. And we'll go play on and see if these boys, these 3 here, can have a bit of a good race. Stand and all that at the front still advantageous. No, other than these three, everyone else has got a bit of a gap there. So this is the closest battle at the moment. Oh, you got a Barker's having a real close look. He's fired up. He goes, "Oof, I need to get some pace here. I need to do something about this." But unfortunately, that stop go 30 is going to really hinder him. That's going to put him dead last, unfortunately. That's a huge penalty with transition down to pits and the 30-second penalty there when you stop. That's a solid minute and 10 seconds, I reckon.
Pretty much. It's never been good for. It's never good in any case to get a penalty of sorts. Obviously, we probably expect to see him jump in the pits this lap, and it looks like there it is. Yep, jumping in the pits. Hopefully, it doesn't speed this time around. There on the brakes, pit limiter nice and early there, so saving himself from catching another one. But unfortunately missing out what could have been a very, very good top 10 result from him, and unfortunately having to leave it up to Viney Curie and Bartolini here at the moment.
Yes. Most of these guys have been doing pretty well. Like I said, they've been. This is a good battle there for 9th, 10th, and 11th between them, but we can see there's a little bit of separation starting to happen from Viney. He's gone, I'm just going to start putting down the accelerator pedal and see if I can just pull away from here and see if I can just run my own race. So maybe the cooler temperatures are helping out. Maybe the pit stops, he was able to make a couple of tweaks there with the tyre pressures and all that, and he's brought the car back on song.
Maybe, because it seems Viney's obviously, kind of cleared himself away, and Curie's relatively done the same thing from Bartoletti, but still kind of in that distance of where Bartoletti's not quite out of the question yet for that P9. But obviously, finally just seeing himself kind of into the distance now. Maybe trying to chase down Carl Johnson in the other Porsche. Try and just work himself a little bit further up the grid. But obviously, Carl Johnson's still trying to do the same thing to Sam. So it's still a bit of a toss-up now with just over 20 minutes left in this race tonight.
Yes, we can see that it's actually tightened up there. Aiden's starting to put a little bit of pressure there on Stan. He's within just getting close to half a second behind him now, and you can see that Giacomo's just starting to separate from them now. He's getting close to that 3-second buffer there. Dario under brakes going to Cassio, clips it in, clips it out, but you can just see that Porsche gets... it's got very good rotation, that Porsche, and it's able to rotate into the corner and then just accelerate out. So it's not going to be easy for Dario to get past him. He's going to play it very smart. So needs to get the good run on him. But again, we know all season long these Porsches have had very good traction coming out of the corner with the engine over that back axle, or further behind that back axle, which allows it to get good drive. Here we go, on board with Stan and Aiden. These are getting very close. Aiden goes, mate, I want second spot. Don't make a mistake, because I'm going to get past you.
Pretty keen at that second spot at the moment. He had a bit of a gap coming out of the pits. Yeah, but he's worked his way back up to Stan. And this might be a bit of a spot where it kind of matters who gets a bit of a better run. There's two very different lines here. It almost looked like getting a little bit sideways coming out of Spoon there, but he's kept it together. Just use every inch of power that he can use out of that McLaren. Just to try and inch himself a little bit closer every time around. Maybe hope that Stan even just makes his own mistake and concedes a position, but still having to hold on to the backside of that Lamborghini. You see him now coming into Casio, taking all the curb he can through all of them. Does he take the pro line? No, he doesn't. Avoids the curb, but unfortunately doesn't quite help him in the sense there, because he's Stan just inching a little bit further away from him, and Giacomo's still happily sitting there in the front.
Yeah, you can see that Aiden, he's just getting on the throttle, and the car's just a little bit tail happy. He's just getting a little bit aggressive on the throttle there. Just needs to apply the throttle on a little bit cleaner. Here we go. On board here. Oi!
Oh, it's perking there. Fortunately, losing it in the GTR.
That's generally pretty weird. The only time I ever do that is when I've turned my TC off and I forget to turn it back on again. And then I put the throttle on and go, way, there we go.
I think you're forgetting, though, he's driving a GTR, which is a Japanese car, and they're very known for their drifting abilities.
Yes, they are a very good drifter. And you should know, Mr. Drifter yourself.
Thankfully, I'm not a drifter in a GT3 car.
Mate, you can pretend.
Oh, we can have a bit of fun. We can scoot the rear end around, but it's never great.
No, you definitely don't go forward in a very fast way, do you, when you start getting the back end hanging out? But it's pretty good fun.
It's a fun experience in a GT3 car, but not an experience you want.
No, absolutely, absolutely. I think in real life as well, I don't think the crew chief would be too happy you doing that either.
No, certainly not, but thankfully enough, everyone's kept it together, but still hoping they keep their rear tyres in check, especially now that it's also getting a bit colder as well. So hopefully they've still got them a bit on the slightly toastier side to try and keep pushing, but it is still that 20 to that low 20 degree mark on track, so still quite a bit of temp in there.
Yeah, there's a bit of temp in there, but obviously bouncing over these curves as well, you do have the tendency to lose a little bit of pressure out of the tyre as well, so trying to maintain all that. Now we're back on Dario, and you can see there's a bit of separation from Kiri now and Dario as well. They're just all separating a little bit. Maybe a couple of mistakes are just starting to creep in after about 45 minutes of racing. It's obviously hard to maintain that concentration. Here we go again on board with Aiden starting to close up. We can see Stan's close just a tenth on Giacomo. Is his tyres starting to let go? Because we saw last night that Lutey was out the front, and then all of a sudden his tyres started falling away. It allowed everyone to start catching up, and for the last 10 minutes or so, it was a cracking race between 3 or 4 guys last night. So could this be the same? I reckon there's another tenth that's come down to Giacomo. Is his tyres starting to fail? These two need to work together. They can't battle each other. If Stan's got the pace, Aiden needs to stay behind him to allow him to catch up, and then from there try to make the move afterwards. They just cannot fight between each other. If they fight between each other, Giacomo's gone. He'll disappear again.
Oh, certainly, but Tim Stan's just holding on to it at the moment. But it might be that case of just the tyres falling off, because Aiden is still just creeping millisecond by millisecond every lap to that Lambo of Stan. So we might see a bit of a repeat of last night happening in front of us.
Possibly. Yeah, Stan's just closed up by another tenth, going under the brakes, going to Cassio. How does he get into here? He needs to get a good clean run out of here. You can lose a lot of time coming out of here. Oh, you can see Aiden, he's getting close. He's getting, just see that little bit of hop, just allowed a little bit of separation between the two. Is he going to be close enough? He's going to start closing down, but I don't believe he's going to be close enough. Oh, it's just so easy to bleed time, isn't it?
He gets so close on the straights, and unfortunately he's just losing that bit of time there in some of the corners. You can see him there coming out of turn one. He's just dragged himself right up close to Stan. But I think this is where it matters the most, because you can see Stan just pulls a little bit of a gap here coming through the S-curves. And then coming into Digna 1 and 2 just has that little bit extra advantage over him. But it's certainly a bit of a place of Aiden's got to wait until he plays his cards at the right moment, because he's just not quite setting himself up right to get that position there.
Yeah, you can see other than the front straight, the rest of this track he's there or thereabouts. Not enough to actually put Stan off his line. Just needs to be just a fraction closer. That's all he needs to do, is be a fraction closer, so either Stan will make a mistake under braking or just miss a turn in or something like that to allow him to get past, because obviously with the extra bop on it, he's just a little, he hasn't got quite that straight line speed that he's used to early on in the season. But he's doing a fantastic job to stay on. I believe that he could, if he was in front of Stan here, he would pull away and potentially would have closed up onto Giacomo, which looks like he's gained another couple of tenths on this lap alone. So maybe he's just made a mistake beforehand to allow him to close down. Now he's just concentrating to try to pull it away again.
Maybe you can just see a bit of a speed difference here coming through 138 and Casio. This might be a case of where Aiden's also just that little bit faster than Stan, especially coming into Casio, but you can see both a relatively similar line, but you can see also Aiden just going a little bit wider than Stan there coming into the main straight, but also just kind of holding that same gap, but also just maybe just inching just that like thousandths of a second closer, because you can see him just inch up that little bit closer, especially into the braking zone of the first turn, but then it just kind of bleeds back off as they come through the curves again.
Yeah, you can see getting on that power, especially when we were on board before we stand, looking out of the back window, you just see the back of that McLaren just slightly twitching, and those little bit of twitches just take that little bit of extra pace that you need. So he will just need to work on that a little bit, but if he can get that getting a little bit closer, I believe that the car potentially might be a little bit more solid going in turn 1 and turn 2, and he might be able to get it either on the inside or the outside. So just keep him putting pressure. That's what he needs to do. Just stay in his mirrors and see if he's going to make a mistake. But we know that Stan doesn't make too many mistakes. But like most people, everyone does make a mistake eventually under a lot of pressure.
Certainly, and obviously the light's still dimming away, and they're pretty much in the dark now, so seems he's gotten his nighttime braking points pretty sorted at the moment, but obviously it takes just not looking at the right time and you miss it. So if that happens at a very, very key part of the track, especially like coming in through the spoon, we saw Barker pretty much just miss it entirely and thankfully not clean anyone up before, but hopefully that doesn't have the same result for Stan, who's obviously, like you said before, been very, very consistent. And it's just maintaining that consistency through the rest of this race. So we'll have to kind of wait and see, but it seems Aiden might have a little bit of a better run this time. He had a good run there through 130R, but can he hold on to it through Cassio and on the main stroke? But it seems Stan might have got a better run. See Aiden having a little bit of a weave there just at the exit of it, but that might also be a bit of the issue that's causing it for him, because he has that little nudge wide where he probably doesn't need to really do much, and might just be unfortunately bleeding off a bit of time. But you can also see the different line going through the first corner there as well. He had a little bit of a look there in Stan's mirrors that just give him a subtle reminder of, I'm still here and I will make a move if you make a mistake. So just trying to maybe also stick in that head game, play that good old head game in racing. Just trying to maybe just force him to make a mistake, but it's just looking like Stan's unfazed.
Yeah, he's definitely unfazed. He can concentrate on the on his lines going in. We're on with Johnson, who's closed up on Sam a fair bit now. So can he put some pressure on Sam? Can Sam handle the pressure of Johnson behind? Oh, look at the sparks coming out. He's definitely very graphic at night here. When you're doing a lot of night racing, you can definitely see a lot of sparks, and occasionally on the right car, you can actually see the flames coming out of the exhaust as well. Oh, you can see Johnson there on throttle, the back end of the Porsche just wants to step out as he's getting happy on that loud pedal. Oh, takes a fair bit of curb. Oh, bit of a sideways tank slipper there, but was able to maintain it. Now he accelerates down into the hairpin. This is going to get interesting between these two, I reckon.
Yeah, certainly. Kyle Johnson's just been putting that effort in to just catch himself back up to Sam, and now it's kind of paying off now that he's in swinging distance into the last 10 minutes of this race. So what, about 6 laps maybe left here? Roughly, I think. If I remember lap times.
I wouldn't say 6 because it's 2 minutes a lap. Yeah, I'll say about 5 as a minimum. Yep, yeah, about 5, I reckon.
Yeah, so we're getting there. So if Carl Johnson wants to make a move, he's going to have to do it sooner, probably rather than later. And same thing for Aiden as well, who also might be starting to get a bit impatient behind Stan, because obviously last lap he showed the nose a little bit on the inside to Stan, and it's now unfortunately backed off a little bit. So there's a possibility of maybe Aiden getting in his own head as well for this position here.
Yeah, maybe, but look what's happening up the pointy end of the field. They're starting to close up. It's about 1.5 seconds. All it takes is just a slight mistake by G. Coleman, and they'll get that underneath the second, and then both of these two boys, second and third, get here. Oh, very wide by Aiden there. Almost caused a lot of trouble there. Oh, here we go. On board with Dario and Kiri, isn't it? Yep, yeah, on the inside there. He's got a big grunt out of the Degners. Does he get the power down? Yes, he does, and disappears. So now he just needs to concentrate and see if he can pull away. Oh, look at the Porsche just fighting back. You can see that the Porsche's got good drive and just starts to accelerate going into Spoon. Now, Aiden's got a lot to work for now. He's with 7 minutes to go. Let's see what type of pace he's got. If he can close up pretty quickly onto Stan, it just shows that he has got the pace. He just hasn't got the acceleration or the drive down the straights to get past the Lambo because of the bop, realistically. But I believe GK must have made a mistake because he lost a good half a second. So he's still losing some time there. So I think he may be starting to suffer with tyres with 7 minutes to go. We just need them to close up on this lap on that and give us at least 2 or 3 laps behind him and see if they can get a chance to get past him, put the pressure on him. Let's see what happens in the closing stages of this race.
Maybe, and might be also a bit of a case for Sam as well, because he had Breno on the backside of him when he came out of the pits, and unfortunately wasn't able to put up a whole lot of defense to him, and Breno's now just seeing himself into the distance and trying to chase after the Lexus of P4, but it's now just kind of left it to these two on their own accord, really, because Pete Vine is still 7 seconds behind these two and Bartolini's backed off from Viney as well. So maybe he must have made his own mistake there or something, because he was having a bit of a look there on Viney, but not really anymore. So they've all separated themselves. It might just be the difference of who took tyres and who didn't.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Look, tyres are going to play a big part now. Whoever's taking tyres, not taking tyres. Obviously, the people who are taking tyres, their cars are always going to be a little bit stronger with 30 minutes to go. The people without taking tyres are always going to start to suffer. But you just see that I'm just suffering a little bit. He's not necessarily closing up as quickly as what I expected. I thought he might have had just a hair's breadth more pace, and he was going to close up by about 3 or 4 tenths per lap to catch up on the back of Stan. But it looks like he's just starting to struggle. Maybe his tyres are starting to go off being so close to Stan and pushing, and it's not allowing him to close up anymore.
Maybe, because you can see Jared Coleman just sitting there in the distance. He's gained that little bit now on Stan, so it's very much be the case of Stan's tyres 100% starting to fall off now.
Quite possible. Quite possible. Clips the curb there into Casio 1, 2, and then just powers up. Yeah, the car's still pretty stable in a straight line, but just doesn't have that raw pace that he needs potentially to close up even harder on Giacomo. But he's definitely the why not boy there. Definitely throwing everything at it to try to close up. He's not giving up, that's for certain. With 4 minutes to go, let's put a bit of pressure. He might make another mistake or something like that, and I can close up even closer. If he can get it within under half a second, he'll get a little bit of a toe down those straights. Might make it a little bit more interesting. Just don't know if he's going to have enough to physically overtake.
Gap seems to just be jumping up and down. See, it's now at about that 1.4 mark, and it was just 1.7 about 3 or 4 corners ago. So it also might even just be a case of Giacomo maybe just making the same mistake in one part of the track, and it's costing him a little bit, but obviously maybe Stan's having the same mistake in a separate part of the track, and it's just kind of balancing itself out.
Yeah, that does definitely happen, because we know that the Lambo is generally not a good car around the whole track, but on some sections it is very, very good, and other sections it's going not quite as good. Where the Boomers, it tends to be a little bit more neutral and potentially could be good everywhere on the track. So, look, with 3 minutes to go, we've got at least maybe 2, depending on what goes across the timing loop here. I'd be tipping there's only 2 more laps to go after this one, and then we'll see the checkered flag coming out.
So it seems Mr. Consistent of Giacomo and Stan just have to keep it together for just a few more laps, and Aiden there just unfortunately having to sit back there in P3 and just kind of watch Stan just sit that bit too far away from him where he can't really do anything about it, and have to maybe just settle with P3 for this race.
Yeah, look, I think he settled for P3. This does his championship a world of good, because his main contender, which was Justin, is in 20th spot, still sitting in the pit, so he's going to pull away a bit further, because at the start of this race, the gap between obviously Aiden and Justin was 55 points. Obviously, we know that Justin's not going to get any points for that. That means he's going to pull away further. And in 3rd spot, if I'm not mistaken, was Bruno, and he was 97 points behind Aiden. And because he's sitting in 5th spot, yes, he's going to gain some points, but yeah, definitely not enough to close down. So I think the technical issue is Justin potentially has handed the championship to Aiden, because I don't believe there'll be enough points. But then obviously they normally take your worst race away from you, so this might be one step and one hand on the cup there for the championship. Oh, they're closing up.
Because considering he's had very good results this season, and having a drop round be a very good result. It's not the greatest in terms of championship points, but if you have a drop round that's a 0, that's pretty much the best drop round you can get. So this might pay off in terms of championship for Justin tonight.
No, I think the pods have already calculated the drop round, so this will be his worst round for certain, because I don't think he's DNF'd the race yet, but he has been out of the points. But have a look at this. With obviously 1 lap to go, he's closed within, we'll say, half a second. Can he get a good run here? Can he put the pressure on Giacomo to make a mistake? He needs to make a mistake. He's definitely getting closer. Is his tyres starting to fall away, Giacomo? Because I'm very surprised that he lost I think he lost almost 0.7 a second on that last lap.
Pretty much, and Stan's just crept under the half a second mark now as it come through for the final lap of tonight. So it's going to be all or nothing for Giacomo to keep it together, and all or nothing for Stan to try and get in front. So this is certainly probably where it's going to matter. This first part of the track's probably where it's going to matter the most for Giacomo. You can see him catching a bit of the gravel there as well. Stan starting to creep in a little closer now through the tail end of the curves, as well as they come through Dunlop now. Or you can see him, he's creeping up proper now as they come through to Degner 1 and 2. See what happens here, because this might matter quite a bit as well. Who goes wide? Oh, looks like Giacomo just went a little bit wider there through the first turn. Both of them kept it relatively clean together. You can see, and it looks like he's definitely struggling a little bit back there. He's going having a little bit tail happy there. Oh, this might where it matter the most for the two of them. Who can get a good run down into Spoon? If Stan can set himself up pretty nicely here, he can get a pretty good run going to 130, but it's quite a distance to do so. But this is where it's going to probably matter the most. Giacomo, you can see him, they're nice and stable through it, so it doesn't look too affected by tyres too much. A little bit of on-off and brake there mid-corner. Stan pretty much doing the same thing. He's kept it together as well through the back straight. But he's going to be praying with all his might that Giacomo loses it in these next few corners. We'll see here now, they come through 130. They come through 130R now. Giacomo nice and stable there. Oh, a touch wide there as well. Hopefully not a track limits there for him as it comes through Casio now. Over the curbs, 1 and 2 there. But it looks like Giacomo is going to take the win here on your Thursday night. Stan just not having the go there to get in front of him.
Yeah, congratulations, Giacomo coming in first, followed by Stan, followed by Aiden. Bank is a few seconds behind. I'm going to ask the question: is this the first win by Giacomo, or was he won before in a sprint race? Ooh. Oh, look at the run here! What's going on here?
On the inside, what happened there?
I've got no idea. Did he run out of fuel? Did he just let him through? I think he might have let him through to try to get some more points on, to try to jump Justin, maybe. Well, let's see what happens. There's a bit of a replay here. Okay, so he's got the run here. That looks... Oh, he's gone super... Oh, they've gone both super wide. Oh, it just came out just a little bit slower. Oh, you can see him get on throttle.
Oh, okay, so he must have just conceded the position there, it seems. But,
yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure you had to do that, but anyway.
They both technically went off track. So, I'm not too sure about that, but obviously, yeah, Bank went much more off track than Breno did. But obviously, maybe he's just gone, he's probably just felt a bit bad for it, so he's probably just handed the position over. And obviously, Bank isn't really competing for that top spot, so it's certainly going to help Breno taking P4 there. So he's going to be very, very happy with that. And obviously, the last few drivers coming through, obviously Barker there in P16, probably not the happiest with his result after tonight. It seems his bad luck's just kept following him for this week.
Yeah, it's probably a season that he wants to forget about, that's for certain. Got Nolan coming through with the Lambo. Now you know how I feel, Nolan. It's, yeah. I can't wait to see the end of this season and get rid of that Lambo. That's it. And that's it. We're finished for tonight. Wow.
That's been a very, very interesting race for us tonight, but let's hope ACC is on our side so we can get all the results from all the races. Oh, and it is this time around, so that's very nicely to see. So obviously, Gia, Coleman, Stan, and Aiden taking your top 3 there in the pro class, and of course, overall on track in the silver class. Good old Rochford there, taking the top spot in the cornflakes. We didn't see too much of him tonight, so good job to him. Going on to the pro-am classes, I believe that was a bit interesting here. Bank still takes that top spot, even conceding positions to Brenner there just at the end. And obviously Sam and Viney taking a P2 and 3 behind. So very good results for them. And Bartoleti will be taking the only position there in the AM class. So fairly good race tonight, but I don't know about you, George. I can't really pick a driver of the night.
No, I think they're all pretty close. You know what? I'm going to pick them all. The reason being, there wasn't too many penalties to worry about tonight. It was just the odd small incidents there, but it was a fairly clean race tonight. Not like last night, there was penalties everywhere. I'll give it to all of them.
It seems good old Split Blood is having a bit of a change.
Absolutely. It's actually been pretty clean this season, in my opinion.
Oh, certainly. It's been a very, very good race tonight. It's been plenty of good racing just on a Thursday night altogether, but unfortunately, that is going to round out this week's stint of racing here on the platforms of course, proudly sponsored by our good friends at Thermaltake. Definitely go hit them up for anything computer related. They'll certainly be able to give you a good deal. But from myself and George here in the box, we'll see you next week for, I believe, the final round of Sprint Series.
Absolutely. Good night, and thank you for all the video editing we've seen tonight from Benny as well. Well done, and good night from me.